Hello and welcome back to the Agostino Zinga Show with your host, Agostino Zinga, and this is episode number 846. This is 846 of the Agostino Zinga Show titled This Is My Stream Part 2. Coming right back at you like I never left. It's part 2 only because there was prior topics. There were topics left over from the prior episode that I wasn't able to get through. So instead of titling it something new and something fresh, I just thought, why not go for the part dos to make sure that you guys know there's continuality and there's a theme and there's a vibe for what I'm trying to do. So big up everybody for tuning in to the Agostino Zinga Show. The number one, the numero uno cultural commentary podcast in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have a chock-a-block docket to get through. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and I'm just going to go right on into it. So first things first, because I kind of mentioned it at the tail end of the previous episode number 845, but I'm going to mention it again so you guys have it clear and understand exactly what went down this past weekend during my excursion out to Berlin. Now, it's been a while since I've been to Berlin. I'm going to say it's been like a couple of years. It feels like a couple of years. It might have been a year and a half. Now, I only say that because prior to this break, I've usually gone every year for the past 10 years or something. I've gone at least once to Berlin. At my peak, I was sometimes going twice a month, which was a bit crazy. I think one particular year, I think I might have went like 8 times. And I think in those 8 times, I think I might have went 4 times in 1 month. So I was there all the time. I love the city. Great place to go and hang out and chill. People always tell me, oh, you should move there. I don't really have any desire to move and live there. I'm not going to lie. But I do enjoy going. I think it's a nice place to go visit, a nice place to go hang out, a nice place to vibe. But it wouldn't be the place that I would live day to day. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit dirty, a little bit grungy. I feel like even though nowadays I feel like it's changed a bit, I feel like the pace is too much in terms of like it's always dark. Everyone's always drinking. There's always drugs around. There's always temptation to go out. It kind of doesn't feel like you could get any kind of deep work done in that place. Maybe I'm not in the right place maturity-wise. In my life, phase-wise, because, you know, I believe in phases and stuff. Maybe I haven't moved past that phase of kind of, you know, being a party boy and stuff, but I just feel like in general, it wouldn't be the best place that I would want to go and do deep work. I wouldn't be opposed to living somewhere else in Germany, maybe out in a stick somewhere, maybe in a less popular city, maybe, you know, go to flipping wherever open ground is. That might be a good place to go live, but Berlin, not so much. But what I do like about Berlin is that from London, flights there are like what? Anywhere between like 60 euros to 200 euros. For the most part, it takes like an hour and a half to get there. And because I've been going so often, I'm so used to the airport. I know exactly where to jump off. I know exactly how to jump on the trains. I'm familiar with using all that stuff to buy myself a ticket. Airbnbs are pretty easy to get as long as you book in advance. There's a plethora of hotels you can also book if you want to stay in hotels instead. I usually tend to go for Airbnbs if I'm taking my streaming equipment with me, which I'm also debating on next time if I go. Next time I'm debating if I go to just lock in on the vacay, because I'm always kind of, you know, hustling immigrant mindset. I thought, why not just take my laptop with me and kind of, you know, take advantage of the fact that I'm out there and also stream. But I'm now thinking maybe that was an error. Maybe because I wasn't super locked in, I was also thinking about the streaming and doing content. I should have probably maybe left the laptop at home. But if I'm leaving the laptop at home, I'll book a hotel. If I want to stream, obviously I'll book a Airbnb because, you know, most of you guys will know hotel Wi-Fi isn't the greatest. So I usually tend to go for an Airbnb. But to be fair as well, even Airbnbs, Berlin people Wi-Fi is just a bit shitty. I don't think they care about Wi-Fi as much as we do here in London, or speeds for the most part. I think they're okay with what they have, but it's not the greatest. I think most places I've been at, the Wi-Fi isn't the best anyway. So it's not the, you know, whatever the main priority on the list. So I'm comfortable with that sort of thing. So I was happy to go after such a long time. This particular trip, I have to be honest, I started off already on an L. Because the day before I left, I kind of cheekily got on it and I was a little bit worse for wear. It wasn't a long session. It was a little, you know, a little good vibes before the holiday session, which I don't usually do, to be honest. I'm usually like a bit of a monk in terms of prior going to a trip. But this particular trip, I did get a little bit leery. I got a little bit leery. I got a little bit on it, and it kind of disturbed my equilibrium. And the problem with it was my initial plan was that I booked a flight that was leaving really early in the morning. I think the flight I booked on the Friday was leaving London, was leaving London at like 7 a.m. So my plan was to pack early that week, get a good night's sleep. Because again, I also big up my friend Marcus. I want to rearrange with him. I ended up flipping, canceling last minute, linking up with my good friend Marcus, who I'm hopefully going to see sometime in the new year. But my idea behind it was to make sure that I pack early, ensure that I pack early, so then I could sleep early the night before, wake up early enough that I don't need to, I'm not all frazzled and stuff, get a little breakfast in, and then head to the airport. That was the plan, but it didn't work out that way. I ended up getting a little bit on the Thursday, or on the Thursday afternoon or whatever, and then I ended up staying up that whole Thursday night, staying up that whole Friday morning, then sleeping for a couple of hours, then waking up in a cold sweat at like 4 a.m. Like, oh shit, I got to get to the airport. And luckily by that time, my luggage was already packed. I already had my outfit laid out, my luggage was packed, so I basically just put stuff on and ran out the house. As soon as I ran out the house, I was able to get a bus from here, where I live, all the way to flipping Liverpool Street Station, and then jumped on the Stansted Express to the airport, and I was there. So I got to the airport within like an hour and a half, which is great. Fair enough, right? So I kind of cut it a bit tight, but it was cool. But I was already really tired. So by the time I landed in Berlin, which was maybe, let's say 10:30, by the time I landed in Berlin, I was fried. And it kind of disturbed my whole flow. Because like I said, the flow before, or what I usually do when I go to those places, is I like to acclimatize myself. So I'll go, and on the night of that I land, I like to go out completely sober, just be drinking flipping ginger beers and Coca-Colas and shit, to get myself acclimatized where I'm at. And then on the Saturday is when I fucking turn up. That's usually what I try and do. So the Friday night, and usually I'm a bit cheeky. Usually it'll be like Friday night, I'll be like stone cold sober, and as soon as it passes 1 minute past 12, you know what I mean? I'm in the flipping toilets taking multivitamins with loads of tourists and strangers and friends I meet in a dance floor. But because I was so knackered, I didn't even leave my Airbnb. So I ended up walking from, I think the train I took this actually a pretty decent train, which I'm going to start taking often now. It's a bit ratty. I think it's like an RE something train, REB. It's like a double-decker train, looks a bit ratty. And it goes from the airport all the way until like Alexanderplatz. And I think it stops like 4 times. It doesn't stop many times along the way. But one of the main stops it stops at is Alexanderplatz, which is kind of like, I guess city center type of vibe. And it's near the Berlin Tower. So from there, my Airbnb was like, I'm going to say 40-minute walk. So I thought, fuck it, let me just walk from where I'm at down to where this Airbnb is. Walk slowly, have a good, kind of take in the sights and sounds. And then along the way, if I find a decent Turkish, I'll just pop in, have some, get a little feed on to kind of wait before I get to check in, which is at 2 p.m. So I ended up doing that. Everything worked out well, got my little feed on. And by the time I checked in at 2 p.m., I was super tired. I was ready to sleep, but I didn't feel like it, but I was. I ended up getting a couple of beers as well. I put those down on the table. I opened the Airbnb. Everything works out pretty decently. And thank God the Airbnb that I booked was a self-check-in, by the way. Because one of the things I hate about Airbnb is one of the reasons why I've been trying to do like more hotel things is the flipping check-in process. I despise the flipping meeting somebody. It's so clunky and annoying and stuff. I understand if it's your place. Some people don't want to do self-check-in process because they want to maybe look the person in the eye who's going to be staying in their flipping house or whatever it may be. But I do like people who have like houses that are like built for, that are a house that's been repurposed to be an Airbnb accommodation. Like no one else lives there during the year. It's just Airbnb guests. I do love that they have the process, or they have the thing where essentially they give you like this little key. Most places anyway have a little box on the outside of their apartment that you can enter and press a button, whatever, and then obviously the key's in there. So that was pretty easy instructions. Got him to Airbnb, and I swear to God, as soon as I put my bags down and my jacket down, I went to lie down because I was tired, and I just slept. My body automatically, which makes sense because I was up for basically 2 days. So my body just slept. I slept completely throughout Friday, and then by the time I woke up, it was maybe like, I think 10 p.m. And by that time, I was already, okay, cool, I'm in Berlin now. I already had the drinks. I had my multivitamins on me. So I started going crazy in the Airbnb. And then I headed out to Panorama Bar later on. and then had a bit of a dance there, power disco and shit, having a good time. And then by the time I left there, when that got closed and came back home, it was already like 9. I was tired again, stayed up again, obviously, continued the flipping afters at the Airbnb, and I was knackered, I was gone. And then by the time I woke up, I think I did a little live stream, and then I did maybe another live stream later on the Sunday. But essentially, I couldn't move because I kind of set myself up in the beginning because I didn't follow the plan I was meant to do before I went. And then when I arrived there, I was so tired, I slept completely for a number of hours. By the time I woke up in the evening, it was really time to kind of get on it at a clock. Get on it, a clock happens, and then I'm in the Airbnb just going flipping, Pablo Escobar crazy. So that's essentially what happened on my trip. I didn't set one foot. I didn't set a solitary black toe in Berghain. Not a solitary one. It's really upsetting too, because this one time that I go to Berlin, I get offered guest list to go to Berghain in the first place. Even though this guest list was a bit different, I think normal guest list in Berghain allows you to get in for free. I think normal guest list how it works in. But this time, because it's a special event, it was just basically a queue skip, which I was down for. I'm down for because even though I think my plan would have worked better, I think my plan of arriving, because the whole plan of me going to the 20th birthday party was that I wanted to arrive on the Friday. Was it the Friday? Yeah, I wanted to arrive on the Friday. The plan was for me to arrive there on the Friday, sleep a little bit, and then go there at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and queue before the place opens. And the idea behind that was to try and get in as quickly or as soon as possible to realize if you're in or not. And then once I'm in, be able to then to get your wristband, rave until whenever, leave, and then come back on Sunday. I wasn't going to do the whole like re-entry thing, coming in, coming out. The idea was I was going to go in there on the Friday, see all these people, Fidel, DJ Pete, up until maybe like, I wanted to stay up until maybe like here. Maybe I wanted to stay up until here. I wanted to stay and see Fidel back at DJ Pete. I wanted to see Surgeon, Face Fatale back with Terence Fixima, Carl Geiger back with Vincent Newman, Etap Carl back with Dario Konsova, Kitten back with Mr. Marcel Dietman, Honey Dijon, Amotech, Answer Code Request, Rene Wise, and Rodhad. That was the plan. See all those people, then go to Panorama Bar and see all those people, plus Curtis and fucking Cormac who are fucking pissed off that I missed, and then go to the Halle room. And then after that, once I'd experienced that and I'm obviously tired and whatever, then leave and come back later, another day, on a Sunday or something. But I didn't have in my head that I was going to be able to go in and out, entry. Some people are fucking psychotic. I've been reading a lot of people's complaints and worries on the Berghain community subreddit, and people are really taking the whole re-entry thing way too literally. Like, re-entry only really works on regular Berlin club nights or Berghain club nights. And even then, if it's a busy night, the re-entry thing's annoying because I don't know. I would assume in Berghain they probably prioritize paying ticket people. Like, if you already got a re-entry ticket, they probably wait and make you wait for ages. That's what I've seen anyway from when I've been there. The re-entry people have to wait for ages, or they make you stay in the same queue as a VIP who wait for ages, and then they like to get the punters that are going to pay in through the door because you're fresh paying punters. So I don't understand why people thought on one of the busiest times of the year, our busy 20th anniversary event, that they were going to be able to go in and out easily. It's not going to be the case. You should have just went in, stayed in as long as possible. Like, it's almost like running a 5K, I would assume. When you run a 5K, the methodology behind it, coming from somebody that's run a few 5K races, you don't start off slow. The actual best way to run a 5K is to go out as hard as possible and then hold on. Don't start off slow because you won't be able to ramp up. By that time, you're already, that's you're already running through your legs. You'll be already fatigued. Actually, come out the gate as fast as possible at your 5K race, and then just hold on to whatever pace that is, and you'll end up with a far better personal time than you would do trying to pace it and shit. That ain't gonna work. So I think the same thing goes with Berghain. Go in there, go as hard as you can in the beginning, hang on as much as possible, stay in there for as long as possible, and then when you leave, and then you can figure out what you're gonna do later on when you get home in terms of coming back in. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to go in, but I did obviously go to Panorama Bar, so that was actually a good time. Had a lot of fun over there. But I do actually plan to go back in January. That's the plan. Sorry, in February. January and February. The plan's to go in January and February. I've got a couple events that I want to go to that I'm actually going to show you here via my RA saved events tingy-majiggy. So I've got a couple events that I want to go to in January that I'm already focused on. There's actually, funny enough, there's Alarico and Quells are actually playing this Friday at Fold, which I might actually go and check out. But I'm thinking of going on the 23rd, which is a Thursday. I don't usually go on Thursday. I usually go on a Friday and leave on a Monday. But I'm thinking to go on the January the 23rd. At the moment, I've seen tickets on Ryanair for like 60 euros essentially to 100 euros plus my baggage. Easy thing to go and get. So I'm planning to go on that 23rd. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss that Italomania Toy Tonics event, so I can't go to that one, but I'll be able to go to Playhouse. I'll be able to see Daniel Wang finally at Paloma as well, somebody who I've been a big fan of and spoken about maybe in a somewhat critical way regarding the whole Peggy Goo situation, but I've heard he's incredible live as well, and he always has a residency there, so I'm really curious to see what that's going to be like. There's going to be a Gegen event happening, and 14-year celebration at Kit Kat Club, another place I haven't been to. I'm not really the most fussed when it comes to the whole sex kink clubs and stuff. I'm happy they exist, happy people that like them have a space like that they can go to, but me personally, I don't really like to mix those two things, you know. I'm also not really a sex club guy anyway in general, so I think that probably is the reason why I don't really am drawn to Kit Kat Club in that regard. But just as a spectacle, I may go. Obviously, it will require me having to have another outfit, which I don't usually wear and stuff, which is going to be another situation. But I may just go just to see what the vibe is like. And obviously, Gegen do a lot of good parties there. Plus, Dr. Rubenstein is playing, who's one of my favorite DJs. They've also got someone called Asian Methods, Ruiz, someone called, how do you say pronounce that? Is it OORT? Christian Maras, Tweeman, SA Tweeman. Is that what? Sexual Assault Tweeman? SA Tweeman, you know. Unhuman, Citizens Union, Chloe, King Size Bed, Mark Homer, Mashimino, Ilinia, ALP, someone called Necrobot, Gloria Viagra, and Beef Trigger. All these people sound like people that should be playing at Kit Kat, to be fair. All these names sound like people who should be playing at Kit Kat. Bella Lugosi is performing, Coco Klein, Kalakeen, Tio Flash, and the Darvish. So I'm looking to see that. What's the blurb saying? Your brain processes the reflection's right side is assembling an image that feels whole. But this image does not exist. It's shaped by social ideas, societal ideas, sculpted by the relentless pursuit of self-optimization. Every flaw, the defect of corrected, every imperfection, a failure. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the first on the wall? Have you trained yourself how to look at the mirror so it can reflect your absolute best self? Same image, same best angle. Now put a second mirror behind you and let your reality collapse. Step inside this fragmented reflection. Where I love that they have all these blurbs, and essentially it's just going to be a room with a table and a cloth over it and people dancing. That's it. All of this blurb, all of this hyperbole, and it's just going to be a table in a dark room, the people dancing, people doing drugs, people sucking and fucking in corners. It's just going to be that. All of this fucking hullabaloo, and it's just going to be another dark techno club. I love it. For 14 years, Gegen has stood as a mirror to this multiplicity, a space where identity, gender, and reality dissolve into fluid, infinite forms. What began as an experiment has evolved into a living, breathing collective, a celebration of connections and contradictions. We are not just individuals striving for singular perfection. We are nodes on a boundless web, each unique, yet inseparably linked, and many and one. This is our 14th birthday, and we invite you to celebrate the endless reflections and shifting perspectives that have shaped us, and let's honor the journey of being both singular and infinite, both real and imagined. 14 years of multiplicity, 14 years of you, 14 years of Gegen. 6 dance floors, free cloakroom, fruit buffet, swimming pool, queer mama awareness team, sidekicks harm rejection stand, sexy balconies, performance arts, official photographers. There's a stand for Bond Free and a massage corner. Okay, cool, man. Cool. I might want to check it out. I'm not gonna lie. I might want to check that blood clot out. It looks absolutely entertaining. So I'm definitely gonna try and go to that Gegen event when I go in Jan. There's obviously an Arab event happening. There's an event happening in Ost as well, a club that I haven't been to, I don't think. Have I been to? No, I haven't been to Ost before. I've been to Oxy, I haven't been to Ost. So that also should be pretty decent, that one. Candylicious, Gully Gang Records, happening in Club Ost, which will be an opportunity to go check out a club I don't usually go to. You got someone called One Lou playing, DJ Achim, Flu, Foy Volgan, George aka Dr. Radsport, Bella Vive, Bolt Core, someone called, was that Bravda Jacob? Some of the names of DJs in Berlin are mad, isn't it? So hard to pronounce and shit. Such tongue twisters. So unique. So special. There's also a CTM festival happening the time that I'm going. So this might work out to be a better event, a better time to go than when I went prior. This might be a better time to go than when I went this past weekend, actually. This January that I'm planning to go to. Like, this is actually pretty decent. CTM festival also happening. Bunch of people here, as you see. Many names. Too many names to flip and mention here. Who do I see that jumps out to me straight away? I saw Elijah. That might be good to go see. Rattlesnake. Who else do I like on here? Spooky J. And who else? And that's it, really. I don't really recognize anybody else, which is probably a good thing. And what's the venues? Are they random venues, right? They haven't announced the venues yet. Tickets for most events are now on sale, and festival passes remain on sale. CTM will span venues: Silent Green, Radio Systems, Volksbühne, Monon, Berghain, Oxy, RSO, Morphine Room, and more. Okay, cool. So it's going to be spread across different venues. And there's a few more things I'm gonna go. There's a Powerhouse event I'm going to, which is gonna be sick, featuring Dynamo Dresden, SMV, Finn Johansson. There's a Proximity featuring Setoa Max, Setao Max. Sorry, I hope you pronounce his fucking name. Setoa Mask, or how do you say it? Setao Mas. Back with Phil Berg, Chris Liebling. Also, I'm not really the biggest fan of him, but you know, well, why not? Junior Huxtable's playing. Oh, good to see her perform. And a few other things as well. And there's also a Berghain night as well happening. So that'd be good. Ches Demir playing, Isabel, Face Fatale. So it'll end up being pretty decent. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do in January to make up for my failed experiment of going to the Berghain 20th anniversary party that happened this past weekend. But in order to get an idea on what happened, I want you to check out the Reddit. The Reddit on Berghain community subreddit, the best Reddit of all time. People have been talking ad nauseum about what happened this past weekend, so I want to see what some of the reviews have been and what people have said about their time spent there. A lot of people are complaining, mostly because of how busy it was, which is, I think, a little bit dumb because, hey, it's the most popular event of the year, especially with it being the 20th anniversary. Everyone's going to want to go there and say that they were there. And usually special events are always really oversubscribed. But let's see what people had to say anyway. So let's just go to the Berghain community subreddit. Somebody here said the following. With a 59-hour dance marathon, this was definitely one for the books for me. I'm seriously amazed at what my body was able to do. This person said they stayed 59 hours. After seeing people wait for over 10 hours to get in during the 2022-2023 NYE, I already decided not to leave the club unless the closing time there was an emergency. Or there was an emergency, sorry. I entered the club 10 minutes after opening. Yeah, Saki, see? You see what I mean? This is somebody that's smart. What you're meant to do is that when you get burned the first time, you don't get burned the second time. So that infamous New Year's Eve that he's speaking about was the one that I think was going crazy on the Reddit, where people were waiting 10 plus hours, the lines didn't move, it was fucking wild, right? So once you get burned that first time, don't let it happen again. So this person, he or she was doing my plan. My plan was to go down on Friday, queue up as soon as I could, like let's say 9 p.m., and then be the first kind of cohort of people going in. So then at least then, you can just fug it out and stay until you get tired, which might be Saturday morning, might be Saturday night, might be Sunday morning, but you just hang in there as opposed to trying to swan in at like a regular club night time, thinking you're going to get in and then finding a flipping marathon 6+ hour queue. So this person's smart. I entered the club 10 minutes after opening on Friday night and left after closing. All in one go. Fun fact, I weighed 54 kg on Friday and 50 kg on Monday when I came back. Yeah, big up this person. My plan was to take breaks during Daria, Honey, Shindoi, and Bestie, but in the end, I also skipped most of Len Faki's set, and although Rodhad was the one I was most looking for, it was too packed to enjoy. I ended up skipping about half of it. Apart from those, I danced almost non-stop through the entire Berghain lineup. Yeah, that's what always happens. You start off with very noble aspirations of what you want to do and who you want to see. But then once you go in there and you hear the sound system and maybe you get pulled in different direction because you meet somebody or whatever, it all kind of goes all over the place. So it probably is, as I think as most trips are, isn't it? You should probably go into every trip, every kind of experience being somewhat rigid and also open-minded. So maybe have a rigid plan, give yourself like a skeleton structure of what you want to do, but then also be open to the random occurrences, spontaneity, random chance meetings that might lead to different adventures. That's the way to go and do stuff. But again, what do I know? There's so much to unpack, but I'm still completely exhausted. Now it's time to regenerate and catch the real world, and hopefully I'll gather my thoughts soon. Big thanks to everyone who's been involved. I hope to everyone recovering well. Okay, cool. So he continues. Thank you for your concerns, but I don't think I did it irresponsibly as you might imagine. I've been sober for exactly. People need to shut the fuck up. He's not asking for advice. He's not asking for help. He's just saying, hey guys, I partied for 59 hours. I feel really proud of myself. I also managed to weight cut in Berghain. I'm not sure if that's possible. I'm not sure if that's what some few people do, but I'm glad he weight cutted. Maybe he brought a fucking cheeky fucking kettlebell with him, and he's doing some fucking single arm kettlebell swings and doing some fucking squats with the kettlebell, maybe doing some fucking burpees. I fucking love it. I love that he cut some weight in there. Absolutely love it. And also stay 59 hours. Big up this fucking G. I've been sober for almost 2.5 years now. I rarely go to Berlin anymore, only for special occasions, and I stay sober. But for this party, I decided to keep my options open. My plan was to stay sober for as long as I could, but I was open to taking something minimal if it could help me keep going. This is a G, but it's also a psycho. This person is sober and doesn't go to Berghain unless it's a special event. Imagine only going when the queues are like 4 hours plus. You are a fucking legend and a psycho that you would put yourself through that turmoil. But I get it, because even if you live there, like I think I was saying to somebody else, one of the benefits of the special events is that it's good value for money. So let's say, for instance, let's round it up and say you're paying 100 euros for a ticket in Berghain. You're not really, because there's 55 euros for entry and then 15 euros for re-entry. But let's say roughly it's 100 euros plus your one first drink, right? And plus the cloakroom. 100 euros was all in. 100 euros all in to see some of the best DJs in the world play across Friday, or let's say Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 3 whole days is pretty decent. Or let's say 2.5 days. It's fucking pretty decent. To see all those people playing in one place is pretty fucking decent. So I get why tourists want to go there. I don't understand why people that live there would want to go there, but I guess if you're sober, it's also a good chance to sort of like to kind of scratch that little raving itch. Because you just get it done. You get it done with the best DJs, with the pack lineup, and then you can go back to being sober again. You don't feel like you're missing out. You know what I mean? As opposed to going to maybe, regular club nights. I spent the first 30 hours completely drug-free, relying on power naps, mate, and cappuccino. After being caught napping by the crew member, I didn't want to risk it happening again, so I took a small amount of speed occasionally for that point. Yeah, by the way, that happened to me as well, by the way. I fell asleep once in the little kind of dark room bit. Like there's a dark room bit on the same floor as Panorama Bar, where there's like a cigarette machine next to it. If you've been there, you know what I mean. There's a cigarette machine next to it. There's like a little cubicle, a little cubby thing, square thing with that dark room people can get frisky at, and usually it's got plastic chairs in front of it. Well, I went once a year and I was so tired I sat in there and I fell asleep in one of those little cubicle things. And somebody really nice must have saw my phone. I think it was actually this phone. This little red iPhone that I had before, and I dropped it on the floor, and I think the screen smashed as well at the time. The camera smashed. I dropped on the floor, and somebody obviously saw me sleeping and picked up my phone and put it on my chest. And then obviously, I think later on, a security guard came and woke me up and said, hey, you need to either wake up and rave or get the fuck out. So I was able to wake up and rave and continue raving again. But they are very picky and very finicky about that, so don't fall asleep in there. If you do fall asleep in there, you do have a danger of getting thrown out. They don't like people sleeping. You're here to rave only. Since I had been clean for 2.5 years, my resistance was very low. Even a small line gave me an incredible kick. Although I speed maybe 4 times over the second half of the party. I also managed to sneak in 2 or more naps before finding a better spot. A bit about me: I'm turning 31 soon. Have a pretty athletic build. All right, mate, calm down. I'm 31, pretty hot. All right, calm down. High intensity physical activities are part of my daily routine. I usually eat healthy, sleep regularly, don't smoke, and rarely consume alcohol, even then, only minimally. Okay, all right, mate, let's relax. This guy's sucking himself off, but I like it. That's a good way to approach it. This person had a good time, so big up them. There's nothing stupid about what he did, to be fair. Stop glorifying this stupidity. It's not a competition. Nobody will praise you for it when you... No, you can go as hard as you want. This, like, you got one life, man. Go hard, bro. Berghain's open for 2 days. Try and stay there as long as possible. I'm sure there's somebody out there that has done it, that went to the opening, went when it opened and only left when it closed. I'm sure those people exist. I personally wouldn't do it, but I'm sure people did exist. Another one says here, pretty nice and relaxed closing vibes when I got there for the first time around 11 p.m. on the Sunday, although the club was still at capacity and there was queues at the door. The party was already past its peak, I felt. Sad that I had to skip it, but I'm happy I still got to see the lighting installation at Halle and some friends. Len Faki was playing one of his regular sets when all of a sudden he played BX3 directly from the main floor to the front room. As soon as I recognized that beat, an alarm. What the fuck is BX3? Let's see if can I play that without it being. Is it a Len Faki tune? Len Faki BX3. What does that sound like? BX3. Let's hopefully it doesn't take me down. Oh, it's a 15-year-old track. Jesus. Let's see if we're. Nice. Fair play. That's BX3. Directly for the main room bar for the front. As soon as I recognized the beat and the alarm, probably cliche, but this track was actually one of the first ones that introduced me to techno and Berghain something many years ago. My younger self would have gone nuts. My present self almost did. Luke was a highlight for me. More experimental than usual. I think that's Luke Slater they're talking about. The crowd cheered at the delicious swings. Jacko and Barker were beautiful symbiosis. By the way, everyone's really sucking off Jacko. I think Jacko's getting a Quelza treatment. Everyone now starting to hate Quelza, but at the start, Berghain subreddit people and just general were loving Quelza. Now they've kind of gone off him. But I think Jacko's the next kind of hype person everyone's kind of getting behind. I've seen a lot of people saying only good things about Jacko. So big up Jacko. Jacko and Barker were a beautiful symbiosis, starting somewhat experimental with quite a few high energy moments. Gerd Jansen and Arm would also vibe every time I went upstairs. Surprisingly, Panorama Bar played even louder than Berghain, and both of us were still pretty full. Yeah, everyone's saying the same thing as well about Gerd Jansen and Arm, which is, again, should be no surprise. I think Gerd Jansen and Arm have probably known each other for probably 20 years, you'd imagine, from like the Robert Johnson Frankfurt scene and shit. So I'm sure their working relationship probably helps in that regard. They probably know each other's styles quite well. And they nowadays, I'd imagine, because Gerd is probably playing a lot more like, I won't say business techno events, but Gerd probably plays a lot more similar to Arm than he did in the past. So their styles probably lend itself to each other really well. But then Gerd can also go very camp. He can also go very silly, very party when he wants to. So I could imagine that would be the perfect back-to-back set with those two guys. They complement each other really well, Gerd and Arm. It continues. See you next Sylvester. Hopefully with more food available and a missing part of the DJ front left podium back. Yeah, true. I'll probably end up going to that one next year, the 21st one. It'll probably be the same time again next year, you'd imagine. Big appreciation to all those people who made this possible, this person says, especially all the cleaning crew members that clean all the mess after the party. Seeing the club after closing is full bright lights gives you some perspective. I also want to leave here some credits of Halle concept, especially the colorful screen installations. The artist who created these deserves more acknowledgement. Everything else was already discussed here and should be taken with a grain of salt, especially the overall complaining. Big thanks to Jacko for playing Reload Shaky at the end. See, I told you. What I keep saying about Jacko, everyone's saying Jacko is the one. And obviously Jacko and Barker are getting the vibes, but everybody is fucking jockeying, sucking off, and going really, really crazy about Jacko. So what's Reload Pesci? What's Reload Pesci? It's a 15-year-old track, another 15-year-old track. What's this about? What's Reload Pesci? Let me skip to the front. Reload Pesci. Nice. Can you imagine on that system? On that system, this playing, you going fucking crazy. Can you imagine? Huh? Imagine. Dun. Huh? Peaking. Huh? You feel that tingle coming through from all the multivitamins. Huh? Some Italian lady looking at you in the eye, smiling. Huh? Some Cypriot guy next to her looking at you, smiling. Asking you, do you want to party tonight? You want to have some fun? We noticed you from across the room. You got some big black shoulders. You want to hang out with us later? Huh? And here it goes. You just start shaking your hips, shaking your shoulders. You close your eyes as all the smoke starts filling up around you, the Berghain main room. And then you start spreading your arms out wide. And then you start going. Yeah, let's continue. Nobu says here, there was a female painter at the Panorama Bar, right side of the front, close to the window, who was drawn by hand pictures. Who has drawn by hand pictures from the DJs in the crowd. Really nice. We got the person that was drawing. Sunday about 12. Anyone knows by chance who this artist was? Maybe Instagram. She was drawn every beautiful picture. For sure, one of the best digital painters in Berlin. Okay, who's that? This is the person that was. Okay, who's this? Who's this? This person's called who? Hashula. Is this the artist that was drawing during the Berghain thing? I actually wouldn't mind seeing people doing this sort of stuff, you know, when you're there in real time. What's this? Digital drawings. Oh, big up this person. Is this one of the drawings that they did? Okay, wow, look at that. Was it digital drawing? Wow, that captures the vibes brilliantly, isn't it? That's the stairs as you go up to Berghain and shit. That's a really nice. Wow, look at that. Those are really cool. That looks amazing. Digital art. You got some. Okay, cool. This person's really cool, man. This person's really good. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff you should be supporting, man. This is the sort of stuff you could kind of buy. Another. Okay, this is the picture from the 20th. Actually, is that the person? That's the person that does the art, I guess. Hashula. Big up the person that does the art. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool, man. That's really, really nice. I love that. Big up the digital artist. Big up the digital artist mandems and galdems. Continuing, I was solo in Berlin last weekend, planned on my trip a long time ago, but didn't know it was Berghain weekend. Tried 4 times. 2 times on Saturday morning, no queue at all. Then 2 times on Sunday, bit more queue, but still manageable. No luck. Went straight to RSO instead. Had a great time. Henning Byrne, JK's played super good set. Stayed there till 9 in the morning. Wow, man, that's so sad. Trying to get in 4 times over the weekend and being denied all 4. Brutal. Just want to light up the exact approx 15-20 minutes when Jacko and Barker played music on the sound palette of Jaguar in order to finalize a mixing phrase with it and catching the magical, energetic, top-notch vibe. I think I read that before. It's just me of Wolfgang Tillman's art in Panorama Bar change. Yeah, it did. TLDR. My music review. Let's see what this person says. I'm curious to see. Big up Nobu Jenkins. Like NYE parties, the theme seemed to be celebratory party tracks. Every set tried to remind you you're at a big party by playing big groovy party tracks. This does make for a fun environment, but after a while, it got a little bit tiring to be constantly hit over the head with them. Oh, interesting. Berlin really is the only place where people complain about party hits, isn't it? About like fun tunes, dance records, good times. Berlin maybe is the only place you're going to go to, nightlife-wise, that people will complain about the person's playing too many bangers. Too many good tunes, too many songs that remind me of my childhood. It's getting boring now. Oh my god. Anyway, this person says, Honey Dijon. Wow, Honey Dijon is getting absolutely destroyed. Big up my guy Chris as well, who I was speaking to the other day. He also had some very critical words to say about Honey Dijon's set. I think everyone, and I actually did enjoy her DJ kicks, so I'm not gonna lie. I really did enjoy Honey Dijon's DJ kicks. I've been listening to it quite a bit in the gym, but everyone's saying that it wasn't good. This person says, Honey Dijon, worst music of the weekend. Let's be honest, it wasn't Honey. The DJ would never be invited back to Berghain. If it wasn't Honey, the DJ, wow. Worst music of the weekend. Let's be honest with you. If it wasn't Honey, the DJ would never be invited back to Berghain. Jesus. Answer code request at Amotech. Fun, but the matchup was a little uneven in style and necessary purge after Honey. Rod Hyde and Rene Wise, pretty enjoyable, but also a little safe and predictable. The dance floor was finally fully locked in. Quelza and Eftemin. After hours of queuing and re-entry, my first set back, it was another uneven pairing. It started off strong, but it felt like too much layering. They seemed to be working less as a team and more like playing over each other's music. By the second half, they were playing fairly standard party tunes. Steffi and, yeah, see, everybody's kind of getting off of Quelza. Quelza was the one, everyone started to get off him now. Steffi and Tasha, all around very decent, but it felt like it was a continuation of a party grooves we had already been hearing previously. Len Faki, mega cringe. He spent more time finger wagging and fist bumping and DJing. The 20 people in front of him mimicked every movement, but the rest of the dancer was just standing there looking at each other, eyeballing like another break. Well, okay. He wanted to put on the show and people just wanted to dance. Oh, that chasm, hey? He thought he was at fucking Club Space in Miami, and everyone else just wanted to have a fucking skank. Oh, that's a shame, because I actually like Len Faki. He seems like a fun guy. Luke Slater, probably the best set of the night. It felt like a kind of set everyone was waiting for. It was deep, sexy, rolling without unnecessary extras. People were finally able to look in and let go. Final thoughts. The B2B theme was a fun gamble. It made sense as a one-time celebration to include everyone from legends to residents to nepotism picks. As usual, the cohesion wasn't quite there for many of the sets, but again, a fun experiment. The solo sets usually had more to offer, even though I didn't care for Honey or Len. Their consistency as a solo act immediately gelled together more than back-to-backs. Yeah, maybe it's my UK upbringing, but I'm way more used to and okay with back-to-back sets. I think that's something that is a tradition or something I've grown up in, listening to like old school garage, jungle, grime era. That's something that is always a part of our scene, back-to-back sets, always. So when I hear people complain about it, I wonder if it's just because they haven't really exposed too much of it in their upbringing, or because they've only been exposed to this version, where festivals or clubs and stuff try and force back-to-backs that don't really work by booking two people and telling them, yeah, you're playing back-to-back, when really stylistically or personally, they don't really gel, and it kind of shows when they play. When really, when I was growing up, or when I was coming in the scene and going to raves and stuff and parties, some of the old jungle raves, or, you know, let's say fucking, what do you call it, dubstep raves and stuff back in there, they had the back-to-backs. Usually it was people who had connections on the same label, collaborators, friends, whatever. They were the same collective. That kind of worked a bit better. But when you're just putting two random DJs together, you don't really know each other that well, it might not be the best. But I still think they deserve a lot of credit for trying something new. You know what I mean? Trying something a bit fresh, mixing it up a little bit. Another one says here, guess I'm the tourist that looks that lots of regulars don't like. As a big Oscar Insurgent fan, this was a dream lineup for me, although I have been to many of them either in Shanghai or Berghain past year. After weeks hesitation, I finally made my mind up and flew all the way from Shanghai. Wow, just for 3 days to party. Big up this person. Luckily get in on the first night. Thank you, Mishka. Big up Mishka. Managed to get there 4 times during the whole weekend. Had to take a break and nap before closing set. So they went back 4 times. So he went, geez, in total. Nice. And the first Halle experience was just amazing. So I guess the re-entry queue wasn't that bad then, if they got in 4 times pretty easily. Been an intense and crazy weekend. Missed a few sets due to queuing, but absolutely one of the best times ever. Thank you, Berg, and happy birthday. Yeah, big up this person, man. Traveling from Shanghai. What a fucking legend. The guy in a bright orange coat, you have amazing style. Will stand there for a few spots behind you. Hope you have the courage to say hi next time. Come by I'm usually working. Oh, listen, sick. This is the person. The guy in the bright red. Well, look at the connection here. Or standing a few spots behind you during re-entry. Hope you have amazing style. Hope, yeah, come by. I'm usually working most days. I fucking love that. Another one says, to counter the hate, I actually had a great time this past weekend, mainly because the music was incredible, which was, at least for me, always a priority. Initially wasn't planning on going because I was expecting awful queues and was too packed, which I both usually hate, and who doesn't. But a fun Friday night ending dancing a little bit at Same Heads. Big up Same Heads, by the way, one of my favorite fucking venues in Berlin. If I'm not at Paloma Bar, if I'm not at the Dorf, then I'm at fucking Same Heads. If I'm not at Paloma Bar, if I'm not at the Dorf, then I'm at fucking Same Heads if I'm ever in Berlin. That is where I'm at. Same Heads is a fucking sick little venue. It's a little weird, kitschy kind of vibe venue place. They have a basement where they have DJs playing. Don't get me wrong, they're never really that great. No offense to people that play there. It's never really about how good they are as DJs. It's more about the ambiance and the vibe that they create. They're usually playing a lot of left field music and shit. It's kind of all over the place in terms of genres and spectrums. But it's a good vibe. Smoke machines, lovely kind of glow in the dark fucking stickers and graphics and shit on the walls. And people just going nuts. I fucking love it. A nice little rinky-dink bar downstairs also. A cloakroom with really funny people. Last time I went there, was a really funny English girl working around a cloakroom, a blonde girl that had fucking banter and jokes for days. Like, I fucking love Same Heads. Big up fucking Same Heads. Everyone that goes Same Heads, bang your fucking doors. What I said here? Initially, I wasn't planning on going because I was surprised was expecting awful queues and it was 2 packed floors, which I both hugely hate, and who doesn't. But I had a fun night on Friday, ending a bit of dancing at Same Heads, got into the vibe, and after reading that queue was surprisingly small, I potentially decided to try my luck. Arrived before 7 a.m, no queue at all. Walked right through, yay. Wow, so after 7 a.m, there was no queue, or before 7 a.m. Nice. So I guess everybody was so afraid there'll be queues that no one went super early, essentially. because everyone was afraid that they'll be queues. But then when everyone did go, there were queues. This is more proof that you shouldn't listen to what people say on social media. Just go yourself, make your mind up. Don't be fucking scared. Go yourself and check it out. That goes for everything in life. Never take what people say. Never take their word for it. Make up your own mind. Go by yourself and check it out. The person continues. Surgeon was amazing. Would have loved to catch more of his set. The energy was also great energy on the dance floor. I stayed for Face Fatal back with Terence Fixima. Also a great set. Loved the experimental parts. Massive sound experience in the combination with mesmerizing light show. Had a nice space on the floor, but didn't feel too empty. Crowd was friendly, good vibe, and felt very fresh. Got tired. Legit to get some sleep. Eager to come back for session 2. Was planning to join again for Kitten and Mouse or Deepman and was caught a bit off guard by the insanely slow speed of the re-entry queue. The queue was not even till the end of the art installation concrete blocks when I arrived at 16:45, but still took me. Oh my god, that's crazy. If you know what if he knows what he's talking about, I think he means that upside down A, that kind of like anarchist A. That's the installation block he's talking about, which is at the side of Berghain. So the re-entry queue wasn't even up until there, and it still took him 2 hours to get in. Whoa. Okay. So and when did Marcel Diekman and Miss Kitten play? They played on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Jesus Christ, bro! It took him 2 hours to get in from the. Okay, god damn. When I arrived at 16:45, but it took me 2 hours to get in before shift change and maybe let 10 people in. Then fortunately got a bit quicker and I was in at 18:45. Last bit of set was awesome. Some funky, happy vibes. Crowd energy was great. Saw a lot of familiar face. So this person missed the entire Miss Kitten set. They got in right at the end, didn't it? If they started at, wow, that's crazy. That is insane. They basically missed the entire set. What? Okay. Last bit was awesome. Some funky, happy vibes. Great energy from the crowd. Saw familiar faces. Met several friend groups. So much to no regulars attend the B-Day. No, regulars attend. No one said that. Come on, that's not true. Honey Dijon was my personal low light. Besides some short, sexy phases, I really don't get into the groove and felt a bit too trashy at times. Also, no good flow on the set, in my opinion, but also not my cup of tea musically in general. The crowd still seemed to like it. Vibe was good. Was a good thing for me that Halle opened until 8 p.m. Waited in front of the door with a friend group and was one of the first to get in. Everyone's eyes lit up as we walked inside, seeing the beautiful light installation, comfy chill area in the middle of this massive space. All the plants and the breathing, the fresh air even seemed like put some nice scent in it, and listening to the relaxed ambient sounds. Yeah, Halle is a fucking great room. If you want to down regulate and you want to kind of catch a breath, I honestly think that place is fucking amazing. Honestly, I actually think it's amazing. So big up that room. Amotech backward answer code request was quite a relief for me for then when I was fully in the zone. Great build up for most of my anticipated set of Rene Wise backward Rod had, which did not disappoint. A floor got fully packed the right before they started. Everyone around me, including myself, had a smile on their face, just moved in tune with each other like one big sweaty mass. Was almost a magical moment to me, and I usually really like my space to dance. About 30 to 45 minutes in a situation, relaxed to normal peak time levels. Nevertheless, at some point, decided to get on the pedestal at the back and dance my ass off through an amazing track selection of Symbiosis of the Two. Nice dark driving tunes, great tension and release, amazing set. Yeah, those blocks at the back of Berghain are great to, if you really want to go for it. Those blocks at the back, they feel high enough that you feel like you're performing on a stage somewhere and you fucking feel the vibe, you just go fucking nuts. So that's always a good vibe. If you are maybe feeling a little bit low energy, jump on one of those fucking blocks, close your eyes and start swinging those fucking hips, baby. Another one, Norman Knows back with Amarel was also pure class. Almost forgot how great Norman was. Was really high during that set and completely lost in the music of the best sense. Especially the last 45 minutes were magical. The crowd seemed fresh and some first zombies, but in general good vibe. Shinodi was also a positive experience, or no, positive surprise of the night. Never seen her play before and really liked it. Great flow, but still with a nice surprising elements. Overall very fun experience, although I was pausing now and a lot more as my body was slowly but surely reaching its limit. Had a muffin and a whatever that is. What's this? A fruit drink? Is that a fruit drink? Honestly, the German language. What the fuck does that mean? Fruit drink. What does fruit drink? Is that like a fruit drink? Is that what that means? Fruit drink. Jesus Christos. Look how they spell fruit drink. FRUHSTUSCKS. Jesus. Okay, cool. Amount of zombies on the floor at that point was significant, but I have seen much worse, to be honest. Many people obviously were anticipating that set, and therefore the average energy was still good. I had to admit defeat after an hour as my legs became heavier and heavier. Left after 16 and a half hour session and felt content and was calling it a night weekend, not coming back, also given the re-entry situation. Only spent a little time in Pano, but little to really comment on the sets. In general, seemed to be less packed than Berghain, but always a good energy. The new light installation on the main floor was amazing, by the way. Hope it stays longer. Lights in general, absolutely on point. Also love the flowers and the candles everywhere, very cute. Never waited longer than 20 minutes for a toilet. Hollywood helped also a lot in that sense, but seems I left before the toilet situation got really critical. Staff overall very friendly, given the amount of stress and mass that was there. Also, always had a little to no waiting times at the bar, even at the ice bar for my free food pit stops. Got lucky in one of the flour sandwiches on Saturday. A bit more strategic usage of the ISO tops, including better communications on the website about reliable execution. But yeah, okay, this person had a great time. They all had a great time there. I also want to check out Instagram and see if there's anything else I missed there in terms of what people did and how they had a good time or not. Let's see if we can find any recent posts here to kind of check out to see people's posts of what they had and how fun they had there. I see people posting these pictures a lot. What's the deal with this flower? Is this something to do with Berghain, this particular flower? Or is this just people posting it to be kind of nice? But everyone's kind of posting a picture of this, whatever this, I don't know. I'm not too familiar when it comes to flowers and shit, not gay, so I don't know much about flowers, but people are posting a lot of these flowers and saying good things. So this person says, happy birthday to Berghain. Happy birthday to this safe heaven. They're lilies. Okay, these lilies are given out at the last moments of the closing as the founders and Berghain big profiles ran out in a crowd with huge buckets. Oh, really? That's sweet. People that work there actually came out and give them people on the dance floor. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? Okay. The highlights were Steffi, Luke Slater, and completely insane Jacko. Special thanks to and my fellow Parisian company to me. Okay, good to hear. Okay, that's good to hear. Who's this? Who posted here? Happy 20th birthday. At least 20 more to go. It was a special moment for standing around. Norman Nodge and Wood Booth. We had fun. Thank you for everyone that danced with us. Nice to see there. Everyone's smiling. Another person with their back turned, not looking at the camera. I like that. Who's this person? Who's this is this? Oh shit, I thought that was a little girl. Shit, it's actually an adult. My bad. Apologies. Big up. Is that Paramida? Oh fucking hell. My apologies. I honestly thought that was a little girl. A heartfelt thank you to colleagues and staff that kept the place in top form my Friday to Monday. Thank you for Berghain 5 Nurse, a special occasion here for another decade. Big up Paramida. Love to see it. Another group pictures of friends and shit hanging out. Good to see. What's happening here? Another picture with the lilies. So if you stayed until the end, you got a lily. So only the real ones got lilies, right? Only the real G's got lilies. Big up Tom Royal. Happy 20th birthday to one and only. Happy 20th birthday, dearest house of God. Happy 20th birthday to you, temple of all beliefs. Hold on a second as I get this out of the way. It was the 20th that has already gone down history. This place will never cease to impress me even after all these years. A big thank you to all my friends whom history continues to be written. They will recognize themselves. Thank you without exception to all the staff of this house and its artists who filled us up, overwhelmed us, and with happiness and joy. You are the one and only. Okay, that's a very nice tribute there. Big up Tom Royal. There's a pictures here, a video of the queue. Videos of the flipping queue and how that was going. Situation looks pretty wild. Big up the queue situation. God damn. And obviously some pictures of him hanging out with the friends and stuff, having a good time, smiling, all that good shit. We love to see it. Is that muted? Or is that muted? Okay, there's no sound. I don't know why there's no sound here. More pictures, also more videos of the queue itself. Look at that, mate. Ram jammer. Big up the queue. More pictures from the outside. More clips, I think, from the inside. The whole crew hanging out. This is that right at the end when everyone's leaving, I'm assuming. Nice to see. Oh, nice big long coat there. Is that an RO coat? Love to see it. And of course, some pictures there with the wristbands and the re-entry stickers. Lovely, lovely, lovely jubbly. Big up Tom Royal. Good bit of footage there. Love to see it. What else we got here? Another person with a lily. Happy birthday, Berghain. We have shared a good part of the 20 years together, and I feel part of you and your energy. In the 14 years of relationship, I've seen you evolve, develop, and become bigger without losing the spirit. It makes me feel part of something profound and unique. As I have said many years ago, you aren't and will never be a club. You are a real, authentic life. Like, this is kind of lame and kind of dorky and a bit, you know, to have this, to be like this, but I kind of feel him. I kind of feel them, and I kind of feel them. I think I would have been the same. A part of me wants to take the piss out of this sort of shit, and you know, the attachment people feel to a nightclub and how they feel like personally responsible for it, and they take a lot of ownership of it and shit. But the reason why it's special is because people act like this with it. You know what I mean? It's a little bit cringe. It's a bit much, but it also is the reason why it's still there, still doing bits, and people still give a shit. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. So big up this person. Love to see it. Obviously, there was another, what's the other picture too? And obviously a screenshot here of the wristband, I guess the flyer. What else we got here? We've got here, is that Roy Perez there as well? Standing around. What else we got going on down here? We've got another picture here of another person who went, I'm guessing as well. Whoa! Is that inside? Is that inside? Oh shit. Fucking no, naughty. Is that inside? I think that might be inside, you know. The person took a video inside. That's hilarious. Is that inside? Is that there? No, I don't think that is actually there, right? Doesn't look like it. Maybe it is, I don't know. That is wild. The kids are fucking, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. I don't think this is actually Berghain. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't look like it. But wherever it is, I'm sure they're not gonna take pictures or videos. But hey, this person's taking videos and shit. Man. So it says Berghain. So the hashtags are Berghain, Trezor, and KitKat. So this might be Trezor. Looks fun. Sounds good. Next one. Yeah, this looks like Trezor. Okay, that is Trezor. I reckon it's that blue wall. That's definitely Trezor. Okay, this is Berghain now. Cool. Nice. On the way out. That's Berghain on the way out. Cool. That's on the inside, I'm assuming. More sounds on the inside. Okay, that's Berghain. Yeah, that's on the inside. That's definitely Berghain. I reckon the walls. Okay, cool. Wow, man. People are filming videos on the inside now. People don't give a fuck. The kids don't give a fuck, man. They're filming inside. Shit. Another person, apparently yesterday, playing set movie after watching. Is that Honey Dijon? Happy 20th birthday, Berghain. I don't think that's what they wore yesterday, was it? Because it wasn't that hot. So big up Honey Dijon. Another picture of somebody says happy 20th birthday. Cool. Oh shit, is that them 20 years ago? Shit. Big up. That's pretty sick. Second picture from 2011. Wow, nice. Love to see it. Love to see it. Bit of the hair disappeared, but he still got the smile on his face. Love to see it. Love to see it. Another one here. Big up Gideon. Oh, okay. Yeah. We're not gonna see that. Nah. Let's not. Big up Gideon anyway. Same way. I understand, but allow that. Big up Kyle Geiger. What's this person saying? And Instagram sucks. This is a DJ. I forgot his name. What's he saying? Happy 20th birthday to Berghain Panorama Bar, Saul, the best club ever. Kyle and I are grateful for everything we have been able to experience thanks to this institution. I can only say thank you again. And rarely am I at loss for words, but this was probably the greatest party ever. Nothing I write will ever come close to a monumental weekend with everybody brought their A game. As is usual, the cause is this club. As usual, the case of this club, sorry. Thank you for the staff, the crew, the team, the DJs, everybody, the club are what you make it. And I'm happy and confident we can continue to experience the amazing moments inside Eternally Yours. Lovely little message there. And then I think there's other slides here also. What else is going on here? Cool. And then I think Kyle Geiger also says something. 20 years strong. Thank you for allowing Vincent and I to play a part in make a special moment. Sorry, I'm grateful for every opportunity I get to play here, for every opportunity I have to come here as a guest, and for every special memory of friendship formed because of Berghain. It's very difficult to explain without sounding hyperbolic, but this is the place that quite literally changed so many aspects of my life. It's obvious the impact that this club has had on the artistic side of my life, but perhaps the most vicious. Okay, man. All right. Let's relax with the glazing, man. They're gonna book you again, bro. Relax, man. They're gonna book you again. I promise. They're gonna book you again. You're a vet. You're an OG. You're gonna get booked again. Don't worry. God damn, the glazing. But perhaps the most valuable lifelong friendships that have been started inside these walls. It's absolutely perfect to celebrate 20 years by playing back to back with one of those lifelong friendships I speak of. Vincent Newman, his addition to being my favorite DJ, B2B partner. He's been there for me through the highs and lows and always patient and loyal friend. Love you, Vincent. To all those over the years I've done. So, okay, I thought they were fucking husband and husband. I'm not gonna lie, the way they were fucking gushing over there. But cool. We have to see that. Any more clips here? Panorama just turned 20. The club in Mecca. Is this Anthea? Was she just there raving, or is it okay? Cool. Okay, I guess she was just there raving. There's some pictures here of DJs that were stood outside. Who else was there? This person, another person who was there too. Another clip of people on the outside. Hello Berlin. Big up Andre Galuzzi. Still can't believe it's 20 years. What a ride. I have so many memories with this guys that played here for the first time. I thank you for the incredible moments we shared together. Cool. Big up Andrea Golzi. Nice pictures there. More crew love as well. Love to see it. Look at the plethora of black. This person stands out super much, innit? Big up this person here in the silver bomber jacket and the blue jeans, or like non-black jeans. His entire crew is all black. He's the only person wearing somewhat color there. That's a brave person. Big up this person. Love to see it. Love to fucking see it. People coming out of the lilies is pretty cool. Lovely little vibes there. Not mad at that in the slightest. Love to see it. Big up the Lily crew them. More pictures from the outside. Happy birthday, Berghain. Purity of the soul and the darkness of each other carries within the essence of identity. Da la. What else happened here? This is Ryan Elliott with what's the name called again? What's this girl's name again? Orgazon. Celebration of freedom. Big up Ryan Elliott. He's there. Another person. So yeah. Everyone seems to have fun, it seems, right? Everyone seems to have a good time, it looks like. I love to see it. Who else is here? Any more? Do you see any more videos or anything? I don't think there's any more videos, is there? I think that might be it for the most part. There is Shindo. It lights my heart to see everyone come together and dance every time and playing there. Thank you, Berghain. Very, very honored to be part of 20 year experience. Pick up Shindo. Love to see it. Black Girl Magic. Another person here queuing. What else happened? Chill guy meme on the inside. Love to see it. Miss Kitten and Marcel Dietman. Love to see that too. Taking a picture outside.
Wow. I never thought I would eat a Kaiserschmarrn cooked by Marcel one day.
Pre-Berghain munch, I guess. Love to see it. Cool. What else is going on here? Jinsim, thank you Berghain for the beautiful invitation. Lights installation, hope you all enjoyed it. Heartfelt thank you to my friends. Cool, love to see that too. Another person. Nice little bit of art here. Casey Spooner, happy 20th birthday. My feet are dead, my heart is full. That's something we got to leave in 2024, by the way. This phrase, my heart is full. We need to leave that. You need to leave that phrase, that saying, that sentence, that platitude in 2024. Please, for the love of God, no more my heart is full. I'm fed up. Every time I see a post about a night, my heart is full. My heart is full. Fuck off. Use different words. Use your words. Go through the Rolodex of words, thesaurus you have, and think of other platitudes, other flipping words that you can use to describe you feeling, you know, gratitude and feeling humbled and feeling honored and feeling happy and loved that everyone came out to come and see your party or whatever. Stop with this fake humility shit. Stop with my heart is full shit. It's annoying. It's cliche. It's played out. It's dumb. It doesn't really say anything. It just sounds like something you're meant to say. No more my heart is full. I'm fed up with that line. I'm fed up with it. Please, for the love of God. Anyway, continues. I was late. I was a late bloomer. I was always on tour and never had any time in my schedule to really go out. I was always working and on to the next gig. I didn't go to the club until 2015 with this person who showed me the ropes, and boy did he opened my eyes. I had a sort of renaissance in 2015. The dance was a place where I think and meditate. All right. I always get ideas when I'm lost in the dark and in the beat. I've dealt with business matters. What's that thing called? Creative work, emotional and sexual understanding in this space like nowhere else in the world. You're damn right about that one. Knows exactly what I'm talking about. When I was locked in isolation in Hollywood, I would think fondly about my last night in Berghain in November 2019 and my last dance to the flirt's passion with whoever this person is. When I returned to the club for CSD in a fury, catching the last flight from Paris and going directly to the club from the airport in July. Thank you for my life again took a surprising turn. Who I worked to reconnect with in Panama would convince me to stay in Berlin for 2 months instead of 2 days, and Berlin has opened my arms to me and to so much love and community and thrilling creative experience. This morning I left at 8 a.m. after 9 hours of dancing. My fiance TN212. It felt so good to revisit the memories and last decade and the most important man by my side. Life is good. Hold your loved ones close. So yeah, love to see it. The outfit is fucking banging too, by the way. That is an outfit and a half. I'm not mad at that at all. So big up Casey Spooner, right? Another person here. Oh, okay, cool. What else we got here? Any good posts? DJ Shosh. Cool. Any more interesting posts here for people that went? Happy birthday, Berlin. Thank you for charming us and shit. Love to see it. I don't know what happens there. Nothing is there. Can't see it. Answer code request has got a post on here too. Let's actually scroll down maybe. That's why I can't see it. I think there was an answer code request post here somewhere too that I missed out on. Who's this? Okay, I don't think that was a post there. Big up Steffi. She was also there. She had a good time, I think, as well. Big up Steffi. What else we got here? What else do we have here? Any more from the night? Any more? Is that it? Cool. I think that might be it for the most part. So big up everybody that went. Love to see it. Love to freaking see it. And that's basically about it when it comes to all of that jazz relating to the Berghain 20th anniversary. But you saw it right there. We love to see it. And there's actually a couple of clips here from Instagram stories that I pulled that I also want to play here that kind of give you an idea of the vibe of what's going on. Let's see what happens there via the geolocation and we can continue.
Und wir am besten Song.
Okay, let's skip. Big up the screen recording gang. Big up the goon screen recording gang. Big up the checking the fucking materials. Let's continue. Cool. Yep. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Jacko again. Another Jacko fucking clip. Love to see that, don't you? Love to see that. Yeah. Big up Ben Clock. What did Ben Clock say here? Big up Ben Clock. What? I missed that Ben Clock one. Ben Clock says, 20 years ago I was ready to give up DJing. Really? I thought I was getting too old. Oh shit, it didn't pause. Oh, 1 second. 20 years ago I was ready to give up DJing, Ben Clock says on Facebook, I think. I thought I was getting too old for this. And then my first set at Berghain happened. In that moment, everything changed. Berghain gave me a place of belonging, took me into the unknown, Berghain saved me. Thank you for that. Cheers to 20 years of being so much more than a club, an escape, a coat check for everyday problems, a reminder, a point of no return that you keep returning to, a safe space for non-conformists, a blueprint of techno, a constant inspiration, a temple of joy. Yeah, big up Ben Clock. I love to hear it. Sometimes I think when people say these sort of things, they just make it up. I'm not going to lie, because there's no way to prove this if you were planning to give up and then you got booked at Berghain and it saved your career. You could just be lying. You know, it's a good story. It's a good tale, but you know, regardless, big up Ben Clock is a legend. But I do sometimes press X to doubt on these type of stories. They sound a little bit too American Idol-ish. Let's continue. Another person saying thank you, and of course thanks to all my friends, all the friends that came out. Big up people that have friends. Good to hear. It must be nice. Must be fucking nice. Some of this merch available in it with this poster as well. Big up the poster. I'm sure I saw a bit of that merch available with the poster online somewhere. I think that was it on that one. Do I have any other videos I posted? I think I've got one more with showing some clips of what happened on the inside. Here's another one. I think that's the last one. Then we'll continue to the next part of the show. Last but not least, my private highlight, Terence Fixima and Face How. Big up the person I uploaded this one. Sounds good. Even through these clips, all the shit sounds good. The system sounds so good. It sounds so warm. You can still hear people. That's the thing I love about the sound system in there. It's super loud, but you can still talk to people without having to scream or having to lean in and whisper to people's ear. You can just talk like this. But you're not meant to talk anyway. Fucking listen to the music. Whee! Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's there? Anything else? Let's move on. We got the friends them. We got the friends them. I see the friends them smiling and happy. Must be nice. Must be fucking nice. Yeah. Go. Feel some things inside me saying, I really don't think you're strong enough. No. Love it. Imagine that on the dance floor. Whee! Nice pictures of the Berghain people entering. Feeling good. We got Tom Rowe. Picture of the queue. Look at that queue. God damn. That is a queue. That is a healthy queue, bro. God damn. Gotta love the healthy queue. Love to see it. Was that very grateful to never have to wait a minute more? No, who's this person? Oh, Tom. Very grateful to never have to wait more than a minute because the average wait was 6 to 8 hours to peak of the evenings. That's crazy. Okay, cool. So Tom Rowe's got a guest list, yeah? Big up Tom Rowe, the guest list. I love it. Love it. So you can document all this stuff and, you know, be smiling and looking down, you know, from your fucking balcony. I love it. But that is a meaty queue though. But yeah, that's basically it for the update when it comes to the old Bergs and considering the 20th birthday party. So big up everybody that went. I'll probably do another little recap on some other bits and bobs I need to kind of talk about. But for the most part, that kind of gives you an idea on what went down and what occurred. And some of my plans for the future. Okie dokie, let's move on. Let's talk about this particular clip. This clip is courtesy of Twitter and is perfect. It perfectly describes the unfortunate nature or the unfortunate situation we have when it comes to dating nowadays, especially with the younger generation, and how detached from reality they seem to be. This clip is absolutely insane. So, this clip, the caption says, "This is how bad dating in this generation has become. He's asking TikTok to do your job instead of taking 2 steps to ask her steps to her and saying, hey." Exactly. So this guy's at a festival somewhere. He sees a bad bee in a crowd next to him, and instead of walking over and saying hello, he decides to make a TikTok video telling TikTok to do their job, which is, you know, a short term for TikTok to kind of do their investigations and find out who she is to put them in contact, when he could have just said hello in person. So very strange behavior, but also not uncommon. I've seen this before many a time.
TikTok, do your job.
Very bizarre behavior, no? Because I think she noticed them recording her as well slightly. I think she knows they're talking about her. So she's smiling as well. So she doesn't seem that annoyed by it. She hasn't left. She's not purposely trying to she's not giving them glares. She's not holding her hand up and telling them to stop recording her. She seems okay with the situation. She seems like she doesn't mind. Maybe she's not into them, but she doesn't mind the little flirt, the little chat. It seems like. this will be a prime opportunity to just say hello and just say, oh my God, are you enjoying the music too? Do you also like whoever's performing, Party Next Door, or whoever's performing? Are you also a fan of R&B? Instead of just fucking standing, like, I don't understand. I don't understand, really, why they can't just say hello. In my experience, I find that maybe some people are different. Maybe some guys think they have a better shot of shooting a shot online. But in my experience, if you try and you come across well and you're not a weirdo or a creep, you probably have a better chance of like getting somewhere in person than you have online. Because I feel like if you're an average looking girl or if you're like a decent looking girl, you probably get a lot of attention online anyway. So there's probably too much attention. And maybe it might turn you off guys. Or maybe you're just not looking. You just don't check your DMs. So, or maybe there's just too many to kind of sift through. So you're probably better off hollering in real life because you've heard of many people. I forgot who it was recently. Somebody I think I saw recently complaining that she doesn't get approached in real life. And I think that's true. I think a lot of like really attractive girls probably don't get approached in real life as much as guys think they do. Because they're really attractive and most guys default to being scared and saying, oh shit, she's probably going to say no anyway, so they don't approach. So that leaves only the brave ones who really are about this life, who really are Riz gods, who are going to pull up and say, yo, Wagwan. I mean, I saw you from across the room, like the way you look, want to introduce myself, I am blah, 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 blah. What is your name? I promise you I'm not a police officer. I promise you I'm not this. You know, whatever. Throw your little flipping game out there, you feel me? But I think most guys probably have better riz, have better chat online anyway, so they want to go online straight away because they feel like if they can win you over online, you have no choice but to like them in person. Whereas I feel like I would rather you get my full form, get my vibe and my, you know, personality of what I'm like IRL and be able to make a distinction that way than have me try and simp and flipping, you know, use horrible words and whatever, try and draw you in a chat. It's not gonna work. It's not the thing that I would do, you know, personally. But I do remember seeing this once when I think the first time I saw this was many, many years ago in the Alibi, when Tinder was first around sort of thing. I remember seeing a group of guys, you know, swiping Tinder, and there was a girl in a club who was on Tinder, and they were all giggling and looking at her. I was like, bro, she's standing right there at the bar by herself ordering a drink. You couldn't pick a perfect time. You couldn't pick a more opportune, perfect time. She's away from her friends. She's at the bar alone, getting a drink. You can easily slip in there and get her a shot as well if you want to, or just keep her occupied and busy and just chatting while she waits for her drink because she doesn't mind because she's not talking to anybody and she's kind of there bored, standing, waiting for a drink to get made. But instead, they were just trying to like talk to her via Tinder. And I was like, God almighty, bro. She's right there. Maybe even the best approach is, oh shit, I just saw you on Tinder. You're right here. That's actually a fucking cool approach. Depending on who it is. Some girls might get freaked out because they think that you're stalking them. But I think some girls will respond quite well to like, oh shit, this is you, right? Like, do you know what I mean? But it depends. You got to read the situation as it is. But I find this very, very sneaky, very dorky, very weird. And if anything, this sort of stuff will probably make her not like the guys. I would imagine. I'd imagine there's some girls that seem to be like, it might give them the ick. Like, are you like, why are you so childish? You know what I mean? Why are you acting so fucking excited? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think it would put some girls off to see a guy have no ability to kind of go for what he wants, quote unquote. To not have any courage to be doing this. So like, oh, my friend I love this. Honestly, Twitter, TikTok, do your thing. Like, licking your lips while you're in the camera. It's like, bro, like, you're already in R&B mood anyway. You're at this event in R&B mood. Just holler at the girl, man. Say hi in real life. You got a better shot of making it by saying hi in real life. I would think so. I don't know particularly, but I think in real life you probably have a way better shot of making it. Like, there's even a girl behind them that's also looking. Like, but they're just too concentrated on just like this to do your job nonsense. Like, bro, just tap her and say hi. It's not that deep, really. It really isn't. What's the worst you can do? Say no. Rejection is really overrated anyway. Rejection isn't that bad, man. I think they noticed, by the way. The girl's friend definitely notices, by the way. The girl's friend definitely notices. I think the girl's friend definitely realizes, the one next to her. I think she realizes and smiles. And the girl also sees the camera. So they know what's going on. You know? They know what's going on. They can see you recording them and everything. So you might as well just like say hello. Even the guy back here that's hating, he wants to have a shot too. He's at the back like giving the evils. The uncle saw. Everyone can see what's happening. Everyone can see what's happening. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Some guys just don't have courage. They don't have game. Maybe they feel more comfortable online. I've never felt that way. I think I have way better chances of scoring or landing especially when I was out here in the streets. I think I had a far better chance when I was in person. I could catch ya. I could catch ya like ha. I had a better chance of getting someone, and you can catch them like ha. You can't run away, bitch. Much better chance than doing it online. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Moving on. More girl news. So this seems fairly wholesome, right? This seems fairly wholesome and very innocuous. Kai Cenat and his girlfriend lighting candles for his 23rd birthday party, right? This seems really, really lighthearted, really lovely, really sweet. A very popular streamer who comes out with his girlfriend, which is quite nice. Message you think for the kids. Somebody this young to be, hey, I've got a girlfriend. I'm showing off on social media. Instead of being smashing all these slaws, he actually wants to settle down with an actual girlfriend, which is quite nice and a bit refreshing, especially somebody that's black and stuff. Great to see. So this seems pretty nice, isn't it? This seems pretty cute and pretty innocent and pretty inoffensive, you'd imagine, right? Just watch the video and keep that in mind. It seems very inoffensive. You couldn't imagine anybody have a problem with this. It seems very calm and chill. It's okay. It's his birthday. Hallelujah. Celebrations. Happy birthday. Let's pray.
You like this?
He's cheesy.
Wait, like this?
Please.
You never see man them smile more when they're with their girl, innit? You never see man them smile more this way when they're with their girl. You never see man them smile more or smile in different ways. It's always funny whenever you see your guy with a girl that you haven't met yet and you see how different they sound. You're like, shit, I've never heard that. I've known you for 20 years. Where's that voice come from? What is that voice? What is that inflection? What is that smile? Why are you acting like that? Do you know what I mean? When guys are in love, it's fucking funny. So, he looks like he's in love. He's having a good time. But just keep that in mind. Very innocent, very sweet. Who could have a problem with this? Like, who could have a problem with this?
It's like this?
Yeah.
Oh.
See, that's why I said it was like different.
I went to the light off.
Are you gonna sit here? Can I sit down?
Yeah.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. You not gonna sing with me?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, the shit by the end.
Come on.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. I'm English.
Okay, no. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's English. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah.
Dunzo.
What did you wish for?
I can't tell you what I'm wishing for. First of all, I ain't gonna lie. You meet in game. So, like, it said introduce yourself.
Hi. I'm nervous. I'm sorry. I'm nervous.
Skeen?
Look great.
Think so?
I ain't gonna lie. I like this hairstyle on you.
So, you see that, right? Who's gonna have a problem with that? You think it's pretty sweet, pretty innocent, right? Two young people madly in love at the beginning stages of their relationship, showcasing it to the world, introducing his girlfriend to the world. You think, who can have a problem with that, right? Who can have a problem with that? Well, guess what? I'm gonna show you who has a problem with this.
Like this?
And you would never guess who the person is. You would never guess
Wait, like
who
this?
the person is that has a problem with this. It's the one and only Myron from Fresh and Fit. Absolutely crashes out on the fact that Kai Cenat has a girlfriend now. Absolutely wild scene. Let's take it away, Myron. What's your problem with Kai Cenat having a girlfriend?
He's a successful streamer. I'm not going to take that away from him. But what I will tell you is this. He don't know shit about women.
Yo, big up Myron. Big up Myron. Just like, who could have a problem with one of the most successful streamers out there doing what most kids at his age probably wouldn't do? Settle down with a girl, introduce her to his stream, have a cute little couple stream with her on. Like, who would have a problem with that? Obviously, Myron Games from Fresh and Fit.
You're gonna have to get burned a few times to learn this shit. Bro, the worst thing you could do When you got money, status, and fame, just get with a girl that also
Jesus
wants some money,
Christ.
status, and fame.
Jesus Christ, man. What?
When you got money and you're lit, you
Okay.
need to get a chick that don't give a fuck about none of that shit. She becomes your assistant. She's on camera when you tell her to be on camera. She don't got her own channel. She don't got her own shit. And if she does have her own
So she gotta be your assistant. Isn't that like kind of rapey? So you want to hire someone to work for you who you can then also fuck, but then doesn't have any independence and can't do their own thing. So you kind of control. Huh?
shit, you collect all the money. It's your shit. You got the logins for everything. Her fame is through you and you control everything. She don't make a video without your approval. She don't make no money without your approval. You take everything.
I'm actually surprised a lot of like guys in the manosphere who are very red-pilled are not also Muslim, because it seems like they want that relationship. I think the way Muslims treat relationships or like marriages probably lends itself way more to red pill guys than how it is depicted in the Bible. The kind of subservient thing. They want someone subservient, someone that they can kind of control. Again, no offense to my, Muslim people out there, but you know how it is, relationships, it's mostly the man is the leader of the house and shit. He's the one that controls all things and everything kind of goes through him. I'm surprised a lot more red pill guys aren't outwardly Muslim, It's mostly Christian, Catholicism type of thing. You don't really hear a lot of, like, obviously, Andrew Tate is Muslim, kinda. But I'm surprised a lot more of them don't push the Muslim thing, because that will kind of marry up to what they want. You know what I mean? Just put your girl in a burqa and tell her to stay at home and shit if you want to. I'm actually surprised.
Because you're the one that put her on if you so to decide to do that. But the problem is when you get a girl like this, that's already an influencer, trying to get a come up, you're already up. Come on, man. Ulterior motives.
So his issue is that girl might be a little bit famous herself. Might have, it probably is really difficult to find any girl at that age, 23 to 25, who isn't somewhat social media, native, or isn't somewhat involved in social media, who doesn't want to be a content creator or some sort of public figure. It's probably near on impossible to find someone his age who doesn't have a little quote unquote platform. What's the issue with that? Shouldn't it be about more how about you treat each other? About if there's love there? About if they're compatible? Shouldn't that be the most important thing, as opposed to like whether or not she has a social media page or not? Like, what?
And look, this is a very average looking black chick, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Like, she's not ugly.
Jesus Christ. Average looking. I like how he criticizes black girls, but then his girl, isn't she like Hispanic or something? When they're Hispanic and Latina, they're always bad, but when they're black, they're average. The self-hate is fucking rampant with this dude, isn't it? He's such a weird dude. Average looking black girl. So what's she meant to look like then? What's a non-average looking black girl look like? That's what I want to know.
You could go find this man. Why you gotta go with a chick that's an influencer? These young niggas never learn, bro. They never learn. And the problem is that everybody in this crew, right? They're all young niggas. Or simps, like this Phantom nigga, man. So
why is he so angry?
Man, I know he has issues with some of my viewpoints.
I think it's a good thing that he came out publicly and introduced everybody to his girlfriend, because it's almost like he's saying, yeah, I'm in a relationship. You know what I mean? Making it known. He's kind of, taking that and putting it on Front Street, as opposed to some dudes who hide their relationships or who don't mention it at all. He's putting it out there on Front Street, and that he's also proud to have a girlfriend, which is a nice, refreshing thing, because he could be out there smashing slows if he wanted to, but he instead wants to have a girlfriend. That's not a bad thing. I don't know why that's a bad thing at all. I don't see why he's so upset about this in the slightest. It's so weird.
And I'm not even saying this to shit on him.
Oh really? Oh really?
I'm really not.
Really? Okay. You have a weird way of showing
out
it,
of
man.
love, because I know I ain't gonna be able to talk to this nigga.
Out of love,
Probably we don't have this. He's with
out of love.
His crew don't like us, which is fine, no problem. Because the whole agent shit, because we don't fuck with agent.
But don't most people don't like them? Is it like most people don't like you guys?
Because agent was making videos talking shit about us, and I said that he's a dirty Somalian pirate, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, Agent back in the day used to do the Abba and Preach with that fat guy, innit? I forgot his name. I'm sad they stopped doing videos together, but I think he used to do like Abba and Preach style videos, but they stopped doing it since Agent has kind of been absorbed into AMP and been more of a streamer. But those videos are pretty decent. I quite enjoyed their content. I forgot the name, what the channel was, but it was pretty good.
He is, right? And I make fun of him for his forehead and all this other bullshit, right? Him and Low and all these other fucking losers.
Jesus Christ, the hate.
So
the hate, bro,
he ain't
strong.
I'll never be able to tell him this shit. So look, someone want to clip it, send it to him, whatever. The takeaway is this.
Yeah, what's the takeaway?
Your boys around you aren't going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
And probably a lot of them don't even understand this shit. A lot of them probably aren't red pill aware if I'm going to be all the way 1,000. A lot of black niggas are simps. Right?
What?
23.
What? This broad strokes. All of us are simps. All of us. Across the board. If we like women, we're simps. But talking to 304s on our podcast and screaming and shouting at them, that's not a simp. We're all just simps across the board. Okay? Got it.
3 years old, bro. When I was 23, I didn't know my way around women like that. Right? And I had like, by 23, I had like a lay count of like 20 or 30. Still, didn't matter. You really gotta like, this shit takes time to acquire, so I don't expect you at 23 to know this shit. So let me just tell you. Wifing of a girl that has career aspirations of being famous, being a celeb, being an influencer, whatever it is, bad mojo. Very bad. Never wife those girls, sex and recreational use only.
Fucking hell. So what about guys who want that same thing? Shouldn't women have the same vibe about guys? Like, there's a meme out there that exists that says guys like me who have like a Focusrite and who have webcams and light and ring lights and shit and monitors. You know, if you go up to a guy's house and he's got like a fucking audio interface and a Shure mic run. So it's like, shouldn't girls have the same view of dudes who do content or are online and stuff or are trying to be somewhat content creators? Isn't that should be a red flag? Why does it only apply to girls? Why is it only an issue if girls are trying to aspire to be a content creator, but it's okay for dudes to do it? I'm confused.
Because her motives and her career path is always going to come at odds with yours. And then once she gets what she needs, you're no longer going to be the guy that she wants. And then you also got to be real with yourself. How tall are you? What's your sexual market value like? What's your game like, etc. Would she be there with you if you didn't have the status and the money?
How could he say this of all people? Would he have any of the girls that he has if it wasn't for his status and money? Of all people, him, the swagless guy that he is, would he have any of the things that he has without the platform that he has? Come on, brother, man. And who cares if you only there for like, I don't know. These guys are weird.
Right?
No, wrong.
It's probably going to be a no, man. Honestly.
Okay, cool. So Myron hates Kai Cenat having a girlfriend. You flipping love to have it. I love the internet. I love social media. I love how unhinged this is. I love how it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I love how upset he seems to be about the fact that Kai Cenat has a girlfriend. That's basically it. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy world we live in. Absolutely crazy world we live in. Let's continue. This clip has all made me flipping laugh and I couldn't stop laughing. Big up Drewski. People keep recycling this interview. Not sure why in particular, but it seems like this interview between Drewski and Theo Von has gone viral again and people are pulling clips from it again. But it was a really, really funny episode. I'm sure some of you guys have watched it. Absolutely laughs all the time. Like they've actually got great chemistry together. And obviously Drewski gets Theo's humor immediately. So this is Theo and Drewski clip.
Get into that for real, because you smelled the cologne I had on when I came in there?
I don't know. You guys smelled good.
Yeah. I feel like you're so full of shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. You guys smelled good, man.
For real?
Yeah,
what do we
dude.
smell like when we walk in?
Honestly, I usually think it's like a lot of deodorant.
Wow.
Wow. Bro,
yeah, no, black people do wear a lot of deodorant.
Love
though.
deodorant,
yeah,
bro. You'll see somebody start at the wrist.
Yeah, we hammer.
You'll see a motherfucker start at the wrist, bro, and put that shit on. Somebody put that shit on so slow.
Get into that.
Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Black people just smell of deodorant. It's fucking hilarious and so fucking on point. Yo, big up King Bayu. Oh shit, sorry, I forgot to do the alert box link. My bad. Big up King Bayu. I think I forgot to edit the alert box link. Let me quickly update that. Apologies. Let me quickly get that done here. Big up King Bayu. Let me replay that for you. Appreciate the dono, my friend. Is it gonna come through? You gonna come through, blood clot? Are you gonna come through, blood clot? Yeah, what's going on with the dono link, by the way? Why is it not working for me right now? I put that in there, wasn't I? Boom, boom, boom. Come on, brother. Let's play. Play. Is it playing? Are you playing? Are you playing? Are you playing? Are you playing? There you go. There we go.
There's a reason why I don't take advice about my relationships from gay dudes. Myron hates women. His advice is null and void.
Exactly. That's actually a really good point. Don't take advice on relationship from gay dudes. That's hilarious. Big up King Bayu. Big up King Bayu. I appreciate the donor, brother. Big up King Bayu. That's absolutely hilarious. And big up Drewski as well one time. Let's play that clip one more time. Big up King Bayu for the dono. And let's play that clip one more time from Drewski and Theo Von talking about how black people smell like deodorant.
Get into that for real, because you smelled the cologne I had on when I came in there?
I don't know. You guys smelled good.
Yeah. I feel like you're so full of shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. You guys smelled good, man.
For real?
Yeah,
What do we
dude.
smell like when we walk in?
Honestly, I usually think it's like a lot of deodorant. Bro,
yeah, no, black people do wear a lot of deodorant.
Love deodorant,
yeah,
bro. You'll see somebody start at the wrist.
Yeah,
You'll see a motherfucker start at the wrist, bro, and put that shit on. Somebody put that shit on so slow.
Oh, honestly, he's so funny, man. Theo's so funny. That's fucking brilliant. Off the cuff.
Get
the
into
fucking
that for
cuff.
real, because you smelled
fucking love it. Fucking love it. Continuing on, we got this clip here featuring Donald Trump's new haircut. What do you guys think about Donald Trump's new haircut? Doesn't Donald look a little bit like Brendan? Doesn't Donald look a little bit like Brendan now? Donald Trump's new haircut, he kind of looks like Donald. He's got a little bit of a fucking mullet thing going on there. A little bit of a mullet, a little bit of a Theo mullet, Brendan mullet. Look at Donald Trump's new haircut. Look, no more comb over. Look at the little man. Look at that.
Everybody having a good time?
Look at the new trim.
Is everybody a Republican?
Look at the trim. Look at that trim. Look at that trim, bro. Absolutely insane. Look at that trim. Look at big Donald Trump's
Everybody
trim.
having a good time?
Holy shit.
Is everybody a
He
Republican?
looks so weird, isn't it? He looks so flipping weird. I've never seen him with hair like that. I'm not gonna lie. He looks so freaking weird, doesn't he? He looks so freaking weird. Big up the big was it DJT? Yeah, Donald Trump Jr. Big up DJT. Love to see it. I guess that guy in the shirt is a special forces or something, or security guard blocking the way there. But yeah, look at the haircut. Look at the fucking haircut. Absolutely hilarious, man. Look at that fucking trim. He's got the Donald Trump. He's got the fucking Brendan. He's got the fucking Brendan there. Love to see it. Love to fucking see it. Let's continue on. We got this clip here featuring Timothy Chalamet. Big up Timothy Chalamet. He sat down with Theo. Again, big up Timothy Chalamet and his team. I think this press run they're doing for this Bob Dylan movie has been brilliant. Expert. I think it shows that people at this level have really good handlers around them. People that know what the fuck they're doing, because they have done a really good job in order to make Timothy Chalamet somewhat personable and make people give a fuck about the movie and want to go see it because they like him as a person now. Because, you know, he's always been an A-list movie star, but I think these podcast appearances and this other interview I'm going to show you with this girl called, I think her name was Brittany something, has really gone down well on social. People are really responding well to these clips and they're liking what they're seeing on Timothy Chalamet, and he's coming across a lot more, you know, cool, funnier than he maybe did in the past. So this is a really fucking cool guest appearance, and Theo again killing it with a guest. But this is Timothy Chalamet and Theo Von talking about Bob Dylan being the first mumble rapper, actually. Let's play this clip. Big up this past weekend.
That was
Yeah, what did you like about it? And you don't have to. You don't have to like the movie. But did you know anything about Bob Dylan before or no?
nope. I know some of his music. You know, I know
Did
he
your
was like,
parents or your mom listen to it?
oh yeah, my mom listened to it. This kid I grew up with, he would play it in his room every night. He had the harmonic and everything. He was a big
No
Bob
way.
Dylan fan.
No
Yeah,
way.
my friend Ty, who I used to live with, I mean, Bob Dylan was the first mumble rapper. I mean,
Yeah. No, man, absolutely.
yeah, whining with a backbeat.
Absolutely.
Everybody's like, you know, thinking that it was some of these other guys like Uzi Vert or maybe Kodak Black,
But
who's just a mumbler. I mean, at a certain point, can we just say that he's great?
Yeah, he was a mumble. I mean, at some
one of the
point he
best mumblers.
enunciated better.
Yeah,
But definitely early on.
yeah, it's gotten a little rocky. I feel like it's gotten rocky recently,
which is cool, man.
He might be going through some stuff too. Who knows? Sometimes it's so hard to know. You know what people are.
Well, he
going
definitely
through.
keeps it behind
He
the
does.
screen. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I probably said more in this interview than he said his whole life.
It's mythical. Probably
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That'd be great if we had a word like it's like
a word
whoop
counter.
for you and Kodak.
Yeah.
You're like just miles ahead of him.
Yeah, literally.
Dude, you could sneeze and be like 7 words ahead of him. I feel like.
You said it.
Big up to Chevrolet. And there's another clip here from the interview he did with this girl, which I thought was really good as well. Big up Brittany Broski. It's a really fun interview. I love the start, by the way. The start reminds me, because he's like facing the wall as she appears, as she walks up to him. The start reminds me of that famous clip of Bernardo Silva trying to get away from fans. There's a fan chasing Bernardo Silva and he kind of just stands in front of a door and pretends like he's looking, and some fan tries to like get an autograph or get his attention. That's what this clip kind of reminds me of. Or the beginning of it anyway, at least.
Excuse me, sir. Sir. Oh, it's an NPC. Excuse me, sir.
How you doing?
How are you?
Yeah, great. How you?
What's your name?
Timothy. Miss him, need him, a true artist, a groundbreaker, a generational defining talent. Shout out Soulja Boy. Should we hit it real quick?
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, boom. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yep. Boom, boom. Step. Now hit it. Superman. Hit it. Superman. Hit it. Yeah.
Can you say one time for me, Hail Supreme Leader?
Hail Supreme Leader Broski. We are honored by your presence. Please leave us under the Christmas tree, lots of presents. Hail Supreme Leader Broski, hail Supreme Leader Broski, hail Supreme Leader Broski, hail Supreme Leader Broski. Thank you so much for allowing me to have that Nutri-Grain bar when I got here.
You're so welcome. I won't even charge you for it.
May I get up?
You can get up.
Right? What's your ideal man?
My ideal man is kind of like Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Look at these limbs. Look, these pants are baggy, but look, if I...
Oh, shit. Look at this leg. That's real twink. Real twink shit. Real twink shit. Real
You
twink
know
shit.
that, like, that demographic of boy is so, like, it's in. You're in.
Right, it's called empowering the anemic.
It's called anemia.
I love it.
Awareness. Prone to scurvy, you know.
I'm definitely prone to scurvy. Definitely. I was telling you before, if my pee's brown, I know I'm not having enough Ensure.
Yeah, that was a conversation we were having off camera before.
Only got SoundCloud Pro recently because I was just tired of these.
The budget was approved?
The budget was approved. Dune 2 did well. I could get the $6.99.
Timothy Chalamet, any last words before we kill you?
You know, yeah, is this Broski's execution sentence?
Yes, we can get to
Okay. What does that look like in Broski world?
Very cheaply made.
Very cheaply made. Like
Yeah.
it won't cut through my neck all at once.
No, it's more a
That
symbol.
sounds way more painful than just the initial head slice. A Complete Unknown comes out Christmas Day. That I probably should have found a way to plug that more. And then, do you own this property? Is this also Broski Nation or no?
This is Broski Nation.
Really? This is all Broski Nation?
Yes. I actually don't own this building. I don't know if anyone's...
And what is this rock? What is this earth without art? Just a rock.
All right, Brittany, back to you. This has been, what was your name again?
Woo! Young Padawan, Brittany Broski, disciple. Please, I'll do anything for you. Your new assistant. Your nails are getting done at 4:45.
Hey, back to you, Queen.
Yeah, big up Timothy Chalamet again. Big up his team. Love to see it. Good approach in terms of making him more personable and shit, and obviously getting him on the side of people and people finding out that he's actually a cool dude and isn't maybe as rigid as he looks online, and is a bit fun and funny and shit, and seems quite charming. Clearly, being an actor, great to see. Love to see it. Love to freaking see it. Love to freaking see it. Okay, moving on. we've got this clip featuring 50 Cent asking Andrew Schultz why he said he wanted to fuck Kendrick Lamar. I'm also wondering that too.
A fan of it. Fan of your work, right? You so, like, but I don't understand what got into you. This made you say you was gonna fuck Kendrick.
Whoa! I said make sweet love.
Sweet love. I registered fuck.
No.
The wrong way.
No, we wouldn't do
No,
that.
it's not. Looks, you know what? I apologize, guys.
Yes,
This is your camera, right? Yeah, this is from years and years of trauma. This comes from abuse from the neighborhood that I grew up in. This comes from a lot of different things, and make sweet love. I heard fuck when you said it.
That's the
it was
people.
aggressive. I don't know why I registered that way. And then look for people to write petitions behind it. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy because I mean, look, you saying. Look, I follow comedic culture. I watch the comedians. I enjoy them on another level.
You are a comedian.
What I appreciate about it is they are invincible.
Yeah.
When I watch them, I look and I go, there's no point that you could do something that actually damages what they developed, what they built. Like, you know, like they go, like, in any case, like Cat Williams could fight a 15-year-old kid that is his height.
Exactly.
And not do so well.
Yeah.
I didn't like
exactly.
I didn't like this. Yeah, that was 10-8. That was 10-8. That was 10-8. That was close. It was
That's
close.
one of those ones where you need a do-over. Right? But it does no damage to Cat Williams. He's still that guy.
Exactly.
I was watching Jamie Foxx's new piece, right?
Yeah.
And he mentioned Cat in it. Like, it meant... To me, it meant that he had to be relevant enough for Jamie to include it. It was like, and I didn't know what, like I went to laugh. Like when, if Andrew's going to do something, already, my mind is prepared. I'm conditioned to laugh. I'm waiting for the punchline. It's going to come. And I'm usually never let down. Jamie's show, that shit put me on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Laughing, crying.
He went to a place that I was like, oh, man, like it was like my eyes was almost
Got emotional.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope this is over, by the way, the Kendrick and Andrew Schultz thing. I still don't understand why he took it so personal when Kendrick never mentioned his name. I guess, you know, maybe Kendrick was talking about him, but that could have applied to anybody. How Andrew Schultz took it. Maybe it's a masterclass in like marketing and branding. The fact that he took that diss and was able to kind of make it all about himself and then turned it into one big thing where it's him against the K-Dot fans and him going against hip-hop and the right to say what he wants as a comedian and to be edgy. I don't know. It turned into this whole thing. He's going to use it probably as thing to push content. He's probably going to put out a little mini special about Kendrick soon. You know something's happening. He's gonna monetize this and make most of it, as Podcast Cringe probably pointed out in one of his videos. But I just hope it's over now. I'm fed up of seeing their names in the same sentence. I'm fed up of hearing him talk about it. I'm fed up of him pretending like he's upset because the Kendrick fans were taking a piss out of his kid. He knows what it's like on social media. You take a piss out of somebody, someone's going to go lower and attack you. It's not really that deep. It's not that they're going to actually come to your house and kill your kid. Relax. So I hope it's over. I hope it's done now. I've already moved on from the Drake and Kendrick beef. I already got tired and exhausted over that. The fans essentially killed it, and some of the stands also made it unbearable. And this whole Kendrick and Andrew Schultz narrative or timeline we're passing through is even more tiring and boring, and I'm over it. Personally, I'm freaking over it. I hope it's done. Hope they can nip it in the bud and everyone can move on. Please, for the love of God. Please, 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 for the love of God. But again, what do I know in this situation? Absolutely nada. Let's continue. Let's freaking continue. Big up in the stream chat, also tuning in. Appreciate all of you. If you're here and you like what you see what you like, make sure if you're watching this particular stream that you leave me a 5-star, or particular podcast actually, make sure you leave me a 5-star review on all the podcast apps. If you're listening to a stream live, make sure you like the stream down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let's talk a little bit about Slowthai. The rapper Slowthai has been found not guilty or is cleared of raping 2 women during a house party. I'm not sure if that means not guilty, but regardless, let's read the whole article. Kershaw Sky News. Rapper Slowthai clear of raping 2 women during a house party. So if you know, a couple of years ago, Slowthai was accused of raping these 2 girls, and his career has basically been on pause ever since then. Most people I felt like on social were already convicting him and basically saying he was guilty. And now he's been kind of cleared in a court of law of any rape that had to do with those 2 girls. So let's read the article and see what we can kind of glean from this. Rapper Slowthai was broken down in court after being cleared of raping 2 women at a house party following one of his gigs in Oxford 3 years ago. The 29-year-old, whose real name is Tyrone Frampton, stood trial at Oxford Crown Court alongside his friend Alex Blake Walker, 27. Both were cleared of 3 joint charges of rape against 2 women, and Blake Walker was also cleared of additional charge of sexual assault against the second complaint. I actually didn't know there was a second guy. I didn't know his friend was also involved. I thought it was just him. Okay. The jury came back with their verdicts after more than 10 hours of deliberation following a 2-week trial in which it was alleged the 2 defendants assaulted 2 women in the early hours of the 8th of September 2021. The Grammy-nominated rapper burst into tears as jurors delivered the verdict while his wife, singer Anne-Marie, sighed in relief. Yo, big up Anne-Marie, man. Anne-Marie's been getting fucking... I think Anne-Marie's had to... She's also paid a big price. Yes, it was Slowthai's career that's been derailed for this rape allegation, but Anne-Marie's sticking by Slowthai, publicly going on holiday with him, going to, I think, was it Glastonbury, pictures hand in hand, refusing to, you know, kind of distance herself from the guy, has really cost her, because I think she's, you know, you'd imagine Anne-Marie's got probably quite a big female fan base, and those people don't really take, or certain people, you know, don't really take these accusations to light. And I think there are some people out there who think if somebody's been accused of rape, regardless if they're cleared in court, some people still think they're guilty. So I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of Anne-Marie fans who are never going to be her fan again because simply of her marriage to Slowthai. So she's probably lost a group of fans that she's never ever going to get back. And their career will be forever tainted by this, even though the guy's been found innocent. So again, I understand why she sighed relief in there. It continued. Judge Ian Pringle, KC, acknowledged the level of emotion in the courtroom, telling the court this case was raised a lot of high feelings. Frampton performed at Burlington Music Hall in the city on the evening of the 7th of September 2021, where he met 2 complainants, one of whom the court had heard was a huge fan of his. After the show, complainants had returned to Frampton's tour bus before heading to a friend's house party, accompanied by Frampton and Blake Walker. It was at this house party the 2 women two women alleged that he raped her, or that 2 women alleged him and his friend raped them respectively. It was at a house party that the women alleged they were raped on an outside roof. There's Anne-Marie there, the singer, and of course Frampton coming out of court. Frampton and Blake Walker both agreed that sexual activity did take place with the complainants on the night of the alleged assaults, but said it was consensual. So the jury were able to surmise from the evidence provided that he didn't rape them and it was consensual. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. In this evidence to the jury, the rapper said the allegations brought up against him were just not true and that the women were lying. Frampton accepted that he and Blake had fist bumped at the time, but denied it was encouraging each other. So what does fist bumping? How does fist bumping relate to raping? Oh, I guess because there's an agreement. But they could be fist bumping because they were doing a particular move or something, or because they were happy they were smashing at the same time. I don't know. I don't think fist bump wouldn't be an indication of rape, would it? Northampton-born performer who's been nominated for a Grammy in 2021 and a Mercury Prize in 2019 was removed from Glastonbury, Leeds and Reading festivals after being charged last year. Yeah, so he's lost a lot of income, lost a lot of gigs, and just had his career basically put on hold until this trial was concluded, isn't it? Which is, thankfully, it's got concluded now. But if this would have got dragged on, he would have been on ice for a long time. And if he got found guilty, it would have been probably worse. The court had previously heard that the backlog of cases had caused the delay between Frampton's arrest and charge, which came when he was in New York for a magazine shoot. Both Frampton and Blake Walker walked free from the dock after the judge told them they were able to go. Frampton, who walked to the court with his wife, declined to comment on the verdicts. Frampton married Anne-Marie in Las Vegas in 2022. The couple have a 10-month-old daughter. He also has a 2-year-old son with his ex-partner, Russian singer Katya Kishuk. So in this particular case, right, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I even seen people online now, especially after the post that I think what's his name, Clint from Cortez made, it's very difficult for men when you have these allegations because he's been found guilty. He's been found not guilty in a court of law. He's been cleared of these 2 rapes. Evidence was presented and the jury came to the conclusion that it was most likely consensual and it wasn't rape. Him and his friend have both been cleared. They had all the evidence that was submitted, everything, and they cleared both of them. So in this particular case, what do? Why can't people just accept the fact that he's been found not guilty and move on? Why is everybody I see on social media basically saying something along the lines of, oh, you don't know how court works, you don't know how the justice system works, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if we're going to hold men accountable for these sort of heinous crimes and you're going to take them to court, surely part of it is ensuring that whatever story happened the way he said it happened, presenting the evidence and securing a guilty verdict will go a long way to making sure that the people who are doing these type of things are off the streets. But if somebody gets found not guilty and they adamantly or vehemently deny any wrongdoing and they say that everything was consensual and they don't accept responsibility for what happened because they said it was all agreed upon, it was agreed, and they didn't do anything bad, they didn't force us or nobody, why can't we accept that verdict? What needs to happen to make people who feel like he did do it believe he didn't do it? If the court of law isn't enough, what is to believe? So you are quick to believe the word of the accuser because it happens to be a woman, I guess. And I guess there's that phrase of like believe all women, which I think is also insulting. You should kind of, you could take every case as it is, case by case, and assess the details or assess the evidence available and then come to a conclusion. But the idea that you should believe all women outright just because they said something happened is a little bit nuts, to be honest. But a part of me also feels like women who lie about rape is not common. I feel like guys out there who think there's loads of women out there who are lying about being raped, I don't think that is the fact. I think, the whole experience of going and submitting evidence and putting yourself up on trial, whatever it may be, is so harrowing. I don't think women are out there willy-nilly just throwing around rape allegations for the fun of it. I think if a woman says it happened, most likely she feels like it probably did happen. But I don't think there's a lot of women who are purposely going out there trying to ruin people's lives for the sake of it. And this particular case is a bit more tricky because there's 2 girls involved, allegedly. Right? One of them, I guess, is saying that she got raped by Slowthai, and the other one is saying she got raped by Slowthai's friend. So did 2 of the girls agree to go through with this whole ruse to bring him down? And it's Slowthai. Again, he's a good artist, good rapper, but he's not super well known or super famous. He's obviously on the come up still. But, what really do you have to gain by taking someone like this down? What does that actually help with your life and stuff going forward? So I'm curious to see how this plays out because he should be able to just resume his career and go back to how it was. But because of, the stigma around what, he's been accused of, and because of the weight of the accusations is pretty heavy, it's probably going to be a cloud over his head, probably forever. He's probably never going to get rid of that unless the person comes out after the fact, many years after, and says, yeah, you know what? I lied. You know what I mean? That'll be the only time when you think it'll be proper cleared. Like, even though he got cleared in the court of law, I think the court of public opinion still thinks he's guilty, which is really sad, to be fair, when you consider everything that he's kind of been through. If he's not guilty, he's not guilty. Let the guy continue on his job, or let the guy continue with his career and kind of go from there because, I think I said it previously, like, he seems like a bit of a messy guy. He seems a bit all over the place. I've seen clips of him where he's really kind of going a bit too crazy and shit, and he can probably be a bit too loosey-goosey. But do I think he's a R-word? I don't think so. Just from looking on the outside in. Can he be a little bit loose? Can he be a bit crazy? Does that maybe explain why he did settle down with Anne-Marie and have a kid and whatever? Maybe he kind of wants to mature because essentially his whole career could have got taken away from him if he was found guilty. And probably the reason why he ended up in that situation where he's double teaming a girl with his friend and fist bumping mid-act is because he was doing too much and being a little bit too crazy. And because I subscribe to the gospel of Jocko Willink and extreme ownership, as bad as the situation is, I'm still going to put a lot of blame on Slowthai and say, yeah, you put yourself in a situation where 2 girls could accuse you of raping them because you were being too loose, because you weren't kind of keeping yourself together, having a bit of composure and kind of living your life a certain way. You kind of put yourself in harm's way, and now you have no one else to blame but yourself. But then on the other side of things, if he's found not guilty of these crimes, which are really serious, he should be allowed to continue on his life. He should be allowed to kind of, resume as per normal. But unfortunately, in this world that we live in, when people hear these allegations, they don't really take too well when people say they're innocent, because they feel like, hey, if you got accused of something heinous, something may have happened. So I'm curious to know what information people have seen that leads them to believe that he was guilty, because I haven't seen it so far, and especially the jurors definitely haven't seen it. That's why they've cleared him of any wrongdoing. So I would love to fucking know what people see. So there's another clip as well, another picture of Slowthai coming out of the courthouse with his wife Anne-Marie. Another picture of him on stage back in the day. And yeah, man, he's lost out a lot. He's not been on music. I think he's not done any features. He's not put out any music, which has been decent, I guess. He's made enough money over the years where he could take a year break and shit. But man, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I think a lot of these dudes who get in these situations, hopefully this means he changes his life around completely and treats music a bit more seriously and becomes a little bit more disciplined when it comes to his lifestyle and doesn't indulge or go too crazy, because a lot of this stuff is just probably him being a bit of a party boy and wanting to always kind of frolic and do what needs to be done after the fact and shit. But hopefully this not guilty verdict can allow him to kind of, or can be the wake up call that he needs to kind of focus on the music, because when he does music, it's pretty good. I've listened to some of his albums and stuff and tunes. He's a pretty decent artist, but I guess the party boy persona thing is part of the charm as well. But now that he was facing some time in prison and facing the potential of being seen as a rapist, that's a heavy burden to carry. So now that's not the case, probably is wise to probably chill. It's probably wise to fucking chill and stop doing all the madness and stop putting yourself in situations where you can get charged or accused of such heavy allegations, you would imagine. So yeah, congratulations to Slowthai. Glad to see he's not guilty. I'm curious also to see why people think he's guilty, and I'm curious to see how it pans out for his career, and if he is able to resume his career as per normal. Will he be back on fucking Wireless stage? Will he be back at Reading? Will he be back at Glastonbury? We're eager to see Wild One, eager to see how it plays out. But big up Slowthai, one freaking time. Let's move on. Let's talk about some pink cocaine. Big up Playful magazine. Big up Playful mag. Playful mag is one of my favorite online magazines out there, centering around dance music, electronic music, and everything else in between. I think it's based in Berlin, if I'm not mistaken, and they do some really good stuff. They've got a video here that I haven't checked out yet, which is about pink cocaine. It's called Pink Cocaine versus 2CB, the new drug trends. Let's see what they have to say about the pink cocaine. This is a 2CB, I think, as well. The stuff that Diddy was allegedly on, and the stuff that Young Miami was allegedly kind of trafficking around the States on a private jet, and still hasn't been arrested for, by the way. It's very strange. She was allegedly meant to be on a private jet trafficking and stuff around the country, but hasn't been arrested. It's looking amazing on social, doing a show, Carisha Please, but hasn't been arrested or anything or questioned. I wonder what that's. Does that mean she's an informant? Who knows? Anyway, let's play the clip.
This video is for educational purposes only. We do not promote or glorify drug use. Always seek professional advice and follow the laws in your country.
The drugs 2C and 2CB have been mixed up for their pretty similar names. However, they are two completely different substances. 2C, also known as pink cocaine, has made its entry in Berlin and Europe, especially from Colombia, and have very unpredictable effects, as that is a cocktail out of so many different substances. While 2CB is a synthetic psychedelic with more consistent, defined effects. We're breaking down the different experiences, the risks, and everything you should know with Christopher from Sidekicks, a Berlin-based resource focused on safer choices in the party scene.
What I found was that plugging it was, incredibly intense. It's like...
Does he mean plugging it? Does he mean like sticking up his asshole? God damn, this guy is a legend.
You're in a car and someone just hits that accelerator from a dead stop and you're just like, whoa! And you're just sucked in.
Another interesting trend, or even actually two trends, are these two different substances, 2CB and then 2C, which is confusingly similarly named.
It's called pink cocaine, the newest club drug that's also found its place in some high-profile cases.
It seems to be viewed as a party drug.
But despite the name, law enforcement officials say it rarely has much cocaine in it, the pink color coming from food coloring.
But 2CB are mostly little...
So essentially, people could just take normal cocaine and just put pink coloring in it to make it look like 2C, but it's not 2C. I think 2C is meant to be a mix of MDMA, ketamine, cocaine, and other things as well, all mixed into one. I think the idea behind it that came around it was, I think Colombian drug dealers were running out of things to kind of excite party goers. And one time someone just decided to get all the scraps left of all the powders and put it into a bowl and then add pink coloring, which then made 2C. But I guess effectively, if you wanted to, you could just sell it as pink cocaine and just add pink coloring into it, I guess, if you wanted to.
Pills, a bit smaller than ecstasy pills in general, that contain the substance 2CB, which is a psychedelic. But people describe the effects as being halfway between ecstasy and something like LSD, and very, very dose dependent. So a low dose of it feels a bit like an ecstasy pill, euphoria, energy, music appreciation, touch enhancement, stuff like that. But if you take a few milligrams more, you might be on a full psychedelic trip, including the risk to have like a bad trip or a weird experience.
I need this, right?
I remember your face.
There is no way of explaining the terror I felt.
And also for some people it causes some nausea when they come up. So like sometimes people have to puke in the beginning. So it's a substance that requires some care about set and setting, about the exact dose you get. And so these are the most popular 2CB pills right now in Berlin. And then the confusingly named 2C is a pink powder, and they sometimes call it pink cocaine also, which is weirdly a substance defined by its color and not by its chemical makeup. When it gets tested at drug checking, we find a random mix of substances that varies widely depending on the dealer. And it's most of the time mostly MDMA and ketamine combined. And then sometimes caffeine, and then sometimes a few percent of 2CB, maybe like a tiny amount, but often no 2CB at all, even though the name is a reference to 2CB. But so, yeah, mostly MDMA and ketamine. But we would recommend maybe don't take a substance that is defined by its color.
That's actually a good point. That's actually a really good point. Maybe stay away from the drugs that don't tell you what's in it. And that's just it's just described by the color, especially when it's meant to be a random mix. Because from that documentary I watched on Vice, it's meant to have cocaine in it. It's meant to have MDMA, ketamine, and cocaine. That's what it's meant to have all in it. But I guess nowadays it doesn't, and people are just taking it just because of the color. So I guess that's why people are doing it, which is kind of dangerous if you think about it, to be honest, because you never know what you're ingesting.
And not by what it actually does. So if you want to combine MDMA and ketamine, maybe get MDMA and ketamine. And yeah, this is a very interesting phenomenon. Like
that's true. You could it's probably cheaper and probably more worthwhile if you buy ketamine and MDMA itself separately yourself, and then just mix it and add the food coloring yourself if you want to. At least then you know what's in it. It's probably a lot better to do that than it is to go out and buy it, because you never know what else the person puts in it. Because dealers are known to cut stuff with horrible shit like fentanyl or laxatives or whatever nonsense they put in it. So you're probably better off just like buying some MDMA if you're going to do drugs. Obviously don't do them. But if you are going to do them, you're obviously probably better off buying them separately yourself, the ketamine and MDMA, and then just doing it yourself at home or something, than you are buying this sort of shit, you would imagine. But again, what do I know?
Mixing pink dye into whatever you have left over and like selling it for a higher price as a new substance. And this is a trend that came from South America, where it was marketed as an alternative to cocaine. And yeah, it's been slowly making its way to Europe as well. It's not very common, but I guess my main message here is, you get something random if you buy this, and it's not the same as 2CB. Like, it's a very different category of thing.
Interesting, eh? Interesting. I guess the best part is just to kind of maybe not do those type of stuffs and just stick to buying the raw ingredients yourself and mixing it or whatever if need be. That probably is the best way to go about it, because you never know what you're going to get from dealers. And dealers nowadays, unless you're buying from trusted people, some of them you would imagine as a rule, cannot be trusted. So probably lay off those type of things if you can. Probably lay off the type of things if you can. Then there's another one here, courtesy of Playful Mag. This one is Monkey Dust and Chemsex. Let's actually see this. I don't know what Monkey Dust is. So I'm curious to see what this is all about. Big up Playful Magazine again. Monkey Dust and Chemsex. I don't know what these are. I'm not sure if they're research drugs. Let's see what they're talking about here.
Sorry for disturbing, but we at Playful have gathered 12 of the most iconic drag queens of Berlin and have a calendar for 2025 that we're releasing now. It's actually available just in the link. Go get your most hot calendar of 2025.
This video is for educational purposes only. We do not promote or glorify drug use. Always seek professional advice and follow the laws in your country. Viewer discretion is advised.
Monkey Dust, a synthetic drug, has recently surged into the chemsex scene, transforming an already very intense experience into something unpredictable. But why is it becoming a go-to in the chemsex circles? We're talking to Christopher at Sidekicks, a Berlin-based resource that helps people make safer choices in the party and chemsex scene.
Smoking is more directly to the brain, and so people find it very hard not to binge this. And then the side effect seems to...
What the fuck is Monkey Dust? Honestly, oh my god, I've never ever heard of Monkey Dust in my life.
be, if you binge this substance, it's very likely to lead to anxiety, to lead to panic, or even psychotic episodes.
But first, to the worrying rise of a dangerous drug that's ruining lives and wrecking communities.
Is there a single drug that doesn't ruin lives and wreck communities? Why do all drugs do this to people, huh? Why isn't there? There's not a single drug, it seems, that doesn't ruin lives and wreck communities. Fucking hell, mate. What's going on? There's not a single one that doesn't ruin lives and wreck communities.
Called monkey dust, and it's being linked to violence and unpredictable behaviour.
A new, highly addictive party drug has hit the scene in Australia, with police warning it has the potential to kill.
Is monkey dust, that must be a research chemical, right? This must be a research chemical, because I've never tried it. This must be a research, because the research chemical scene, I'm not too familiar with. I don't want to get involved in that at all. It's too, I'm the type of person, I've got the worst luck in the world. I'd be the type of person who would indulge in fucking research chemicals and end up the person fucking flying off top of a building, I'm that person with that sort of luck.
Something worrying from our point of view has been the appearance of a new drug in the last year, since about last summer, in the chemsex scene specifically, and that's monkey dust.
Could you start explaining to the people who don't know so much about it what it means or what it is?
Yeah, so chemsex is the European name for sex under the influence of chemical drugs. Chemsex. In the States, it's called PNP, Party and Play, and in Britain,
Party
it's
and
usually...
Play?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds so fun.
Right? And in Britain, it's called H&H, High and Horny. Yeah.
High and Horny.
Yeah. And here it's called Chemsex.
So this is kind
Oh God, I didn't even know that was a scene. I had no idea that was even a scene. I had no idea that was even a scene. I swear on my life I had no idea that was even a thing. But big up the chemsex mandem and girldom and daydems.
a smokable version of methadone would be a simple explanation.
Oh.
But partially because it's smoked, it's really more comparable to something like crack cocaine than to this typical party drug.
Damn, son. How horny do you guys want to get? Y'all niggas are smoking crack to get horny. Yo, bro. Y'all niggas are smoking crack to get horny. Holy shit. No wonder people are be able to party all night long. Like, god damn. Y'all niggas is horny, innit? Like, shit.
And so this is mostly used at like chemsex chills, at private chemsex parties.
Shortly after, Wolf, Tadzio's husband, comes home. They've been married for a few years. However, they have sex with different people and use various drugs. Wolf snorts a line of coke and smokes crystal meth.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell, bro. Fucking hell. Just on a casual one, yeah? Crystal meth up the fucking nostrils. Let's fucking go. Crystal meth and coke. Let's fucking go. With all the that's how you know you're on a mad thing, innit? When you're smashing somebody or sucking on their toes with all the lights on, there's all the lights are on and you're doing this sort of freak bullshit, you know you are on a mad one. All the lights are on, brightly lit room, cameras everywhere, and you are going for it. You.
But we've also heard cases of people smoking it in big techno clubs recently. And so what's worrying about this substance is we already know that methadone is quite compulsive. Like the impulse to redose is quite high. And if you smoke...
So it's like speed, smokable, stronger, more compulsive. So what? It's similar to what? It's similar to speed, meth, cocaine, crack, 3-MMC, and... God damn. So monkey dust is related to methadone and 3-MMC, but it's smokable. So it's basically a smokable version of 3-MMC. How do you smoke methadone, though? Is it like crystals? How do you smoke crystals? But I guess the same way how you smoke crack. How do people smoke crack? Do they put that on a spoon or foil, and then you burn it, and then you smoke the gas or the thing that come out of it? How do you smoke that shit? This is fucking wild, bro. Why don't people just do crack instead? If they're willing to do this, why not just do crack?
Smoke something similar to that, and it's even more the case. So smoking is more directly to the brain, and so people find it very hard not to binge this. And then the side effect seems to be, if you binge this substance, it's very likely to lead to anxiety, to lead to panic,
or
even psychotic episodes.
Oh, really? Who would have guessed?
Really, like, touching stories of people having psychotic breaks, of like
psychotic break from doing too much monkey dust is fucking harrowing.
Attempting to self-harm or even being successful after using the substance. Whoa. It seems to be very hard to control it.
So basically, if you know anybody out there who's really on the party scene for real and who's really pushing the line, who's out there every week, who goes to every Unfold, who goes to every fucking Budokai, who goes to fucking every night service, who goes to fucking every Club Air, who goes to fucking, all these raves, and they're really pushing the line, salute to them. Give them a salute. Give them a salute, because if they're doing that, it means that they are really going for it and they're really putting their body on the line. They are really pushing the limits of what drugs they can do, because now they're not even okay with the usual shit. They're in like the chemsex world. They're in the party and play world, right? They're in the hot and horny world, whatever the fucking thing is called. So you have to salute them people out there who are really pushing the envelope, because god damn, I didn't even know this scene existed, bro.
Even more so than something like crystal meth, for example. And so we would recommend, if people have already made some experience with not being able to quit a substance, like maybe stay away from monkey dust. Maybe that's a step too far.
Exactly. Just in case.
Then maybe also don't do monkey dust. We generally don't tell people what to do or not to do, but
that's hilarious.
Definitely this is a substance that you should be aware of, that it's harder to handle, that it's a higher risk, and especially higher risk of psychotic side effects than other party drugs.
God damn. Big up the Chemsex man then, boy. Big up the Chemsex crew. Big up the Chemsex crew. Monkey dust, I didn't even know what that was before today. Fair play. Guess you learn something new every day. Big up the Methadone crew. Big up the Chemsex crew. Big up the 2C crew out there doing what needs to be done. You guys are flipping legends. You are pushing the envelope as per usual. I'm gonna just stay here on my little side. I think there needs to be more of I think I would prefer to see less exploration of pushing the envelope and finding all these new drugs to do. I would love to see way more resources and information about people who just know how to do enough. No, people who know how to handle what they do, handle their gear. Wherever they take, they handle it. Like what sort of procedures, what sort of fucking protocols they go through, how they dose it, how strict they are. Because I remember one time, maybe a few years ago when I was looking to go to a festival, I stumbled across the fucking I think, is it the EDM subreddit? There's a subreddit. I forgot what subreddit it was. Maybe it was an EDM subreddit. Maybe it was like an MDMA subreddit. But it was a subreddit that was mostly American kids going to EDM parties. And it was quite cool to see how seriously those kids in America took MDMA and dosing it. Like, it was all like it's like an art. Like, they legitimately take a lot of care in really, 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 really making sure that they do the gear that they're doing correctly. So they don't do too much and they don't peak too early like I usually do. And it was down to a science. It was down to a precise number. Like, you time this, you have that, you use this straw because it only allows this amount up, and do this. Like, always very clear. And a lot of those people also didn't drink that much. Because I also heard that's also like a good way to kind of balance yourself if you're going to do the multivitamins, is just to not get too smashed and not to get too fucked up. Even though when you do multivitamins, it does tend to kind of make you feel like you want to do or you want to drink more. A lot of people that actually do it, you know, somewhat function. A lot of people that can function on that sort of stuff without being too smashed are the ones who are able to kind of resist the temptation of booze. Allegedly, that's what kind of like hurts in terms of, you know, affecting when it comes to hangovers and shit. So that was pretty cool to see. So I would love to see way more resources, way more information, way more content around that sort of stuff, like how to rave responsibly, like how to get on it without losing your mind, without fucking, you know, going crazy, without, you know, devolving to fucking self-harm, without losing everything, without fucking getting lost in the sauce, without forgetting to go home, you know? Like, those are the things I'd love to see more, because I feel like everybody's kind of aware of what's out there. Everybody knows what is available, but I think it's better for most people to be kind of aware of how to do this responsibly as an adult, because, you know, but at this point, you're not going to stop anyone doing anything. Everyone kind of knows what the drugs are, what the multivitamins are. They're going to indulge. If they're going to indulge, your better ways kind of just to try to give them as much information as possible. I had to do it the most harm reducing way, the safest way possible. Not healthiest, because there's no such thing, but the most harm reducing way possible is maybe to do it without the booze, and also to dose it properly throughout the day, whether it's every half an hour, every 20 minutes. But I think that's the correct way to go do these type of things, because that's something. And again, I think it depends on where you're from in it, because I think in the UK, one of the things that we're kind of famous for is our inability to, like, you know, kind of not kind of peak too early. We are the masters of peaking too early. We're the masters of fucking, you know, pre-session and going fucking nuts. So maybe that's something that we can kind of take, or something we can kind of seek out there as Brits. But yeah, big up Playful magazine. Big up Playful magazine for that amazing article. You love to see it. You love to freaking see it. Moving on. Let's talk about this quickly. RA News regarding DJ Fat Tony. DJ Fat Tony hospitalised following assault at a recent show. The veteran DJ claimed that he was knocked out by another artist on the lineup during a gig in Margate on Friday night. Now, don't get me wrong. DJ Fat Tony's done a lot of good things for the scene. His whole sober thing that he keeps pushing is really cool. He's a legendary person within, especially the London scene in general, and the gay scene, I'd imagine, in terms of dance music, all that malarkey. He's been about for a while. But, if you listen to him speak in interviews, if you follow him on social media, you shouldn't be too surprised that someone attacked him. He kind of gives attack vibes. He kind of gives, hey, punch me in the face vibe. Like, he's kind of got an annoying voice, personality vibes as well. He comes to kind of across as somebody, you know what I mean? You're not surprised when you hear somebody attacked him. You're not too surprised, because he is kind of annoying. As much as I like the guy, he comes across pretty well on social. He pushes a good message, blah, 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 blah. I'm not surprised that he got attacked, even more so by a fellow artist, because he does come across a little bit annoying. So I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened sooner. It's probably best it has happened now, get it out of the way. But I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner, because DJ Fat Tony is fucking annoying. I get it. I can fucking get it. But, you know, speedy recovery and shit. Let's continue. Veteran DJ and social media personality Tony Manark, aka Fat Tony, has hospitalized during an attack in gig in Margate. Manark broke the news on Instagram on Sunday, December 14th, showing a video in which he had a visible bruised eye. Let's see the video. I'm curious to see the video. So this is the video of him complaining, right? Let's see the video.
Hi, how you doing? Just a quick one, really, because I can't really go into details, but I was attacked last night at a gig
Sorry to laugh, but
in the
God
DJ
almighty.
box by another DJ, funnily enough, which resulted in me being knocked out and taken to hospital and being in A&E all night. Obviously, you can see the
Jesus
damage to my
Christ.
face and the
That guy
swelling. It's not
rearranged his
good.
face, innit?
I just want
God
to let you know
damn.
that I can't be at my gigs today, which is Full Fat and at Club 90 tonight in Hackney. I've been advised to obviously stay at home and get well. I'm absolutely gutted. I'm gutted this happened. I'm gutted that people choose violence, especially
Fucking hell.
when we what we try to do comes from a place of love. Yeah, what am I meant to say? I'm really sorry.
A beating can definitely humble you, though.
I
He's
won't
a
be
little bit
seeing
more
you
quiet,
tonight, and
innit?
I'm really sorry.
Hey?
But we will be doing it again in the future. I can guarantee you that. That we will
his face got
reschedule everything
rearranged.
that was meant to happen today.
Who the fuck punched him? Tyson Fury?
Big love, guys. I'm just gutted, really gutted.
Fucking hell. A beating can really humble you. I've never seen DJ Fat Tony this meek, this somber, this quiet. Like, that really, really, really did change his whole life. Like, he's probably learned more from that one beating than he ever learned during this journey of preaching about sobriety and the fucking hacienda. You know what I mean? He really is humbled, bro. That changed his whole life. I wonder what brought about this fucking assault. What happened in the DJ booth? Because usually, from my limited experience DJing, and I'm getting back into it now, and there will come a time when I will be on a Berghain fucking lineup, and I will be playing at all these amazing clubs like Fold and Robert Johnson and places all over the world, right? And fucking, whatever else I can kind of think off the top of my head. But from my little experience of playing in pubs and bars, some of the only occasions you can maybe have a bit of a spat with a DJ in a booth, the only times I think you could ever have an argument is when maybe you're following somebody and they don't come off the decks. It can happen sometime, right? You can have some people who just don't want to come off the decks and they're a little bit, fucking, they just don't like coming off the decks. They just take ages to come off the decks, and maybe it's your time and they start eating up into your set times. But even then, it just takes a bit of a stern word or a little bit of a dirty look and shit, and eventually you'll get on. But it doesn't get to a point where you're pushing each other and fighting, but you might be asking, hey, well, go on. That's the only time I can think where you can have a beef with somebody. Or maybe if you're sloppy drunk or sloppy high behind the booth and you're fucking up the person who's playing, like set. You're making them uncomfortable, you're knocking the decks and shit. Those are the only times I can think where you would get into a scrap with a fellow DJ. Most times it's good to see somebody who does the same thing that you do. It's like a nice experience. It's like, oh my God, what's going on, man? Like, how's the set? How was it? You have a little word. Maybe they might offer you a line or something. They might say, hey, have a drink. They might tell you how long they've got left or whatever. They might give you a little bit of an insight. Oh yeah, the manager's a bit of a cunt. That bar girl over there is really friendly. Go to her if you want a drink. Like little shit. It's usually good vibes when you're in a booth with this fellow DJ. So I would love to know what happened that would make somebody want to punch him as hard as they punched him, because this doesn't look like one bang. That looks like he got hit repeatedly on one side of the face, or at very least got punched and then fell and hit his face directly on the floor on one side. Because the whole entire side of his face, the left-hand side, is swollen and it looks like it's kind of like lopsided as well. That guy completely, guy, person, whoever it may be, fucked up his entire face. His grill's been rearranged, bro. Wow. And here's a follow-up video. Also, what's the caption? Love always wins. I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. This ain't, that's not, at some points I think those phrases and those sayings don't really apply here. Love doesn't win, mate. Hate won this time. Your face got rearranged, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm devastated to announce that due to the unforeseen circumstances, I have no choice but to cancel tonight's event at number 90. Oh, he went to number 90. That's near me. Shit, he was about to play at Hackney Wick. Shit. I'm under doctor's orders and I need to rest and get better. I'll be okay and I'm off the mend. Imagine everyone at number 90 discuss this on the dance floor. Oh shit, you heard? DJ Fat Tony couldn't play today because he got knocked out in the DJ booth. Someone on the dance floor will be like, yeah, not surprised, mate. Not so fucking surprised. But for now, I need to take the doctor's advice. I know some of you had this night out on your diaries for a long time. What? Okay. This is last minute. I'm really sorry. I'll make it up to you on the new year. Happy Christmas. We'll be rescheduling tonight's event for January 25th. This is an update video. Oh my god. Is that the next day? So is that the following day? And this is the day after it's swelled up again. God almighty. His whole right eye is shut.
Hey, morning. Just doing a quick face update. As you can see, swelling's coming out and everything. I'm okay though. Listen, I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the most incredible hundreds of thousands of messages that I've received. I can't answer them all, obviously.
Of
I've
course.
got vision, but listen,
let's use this opportunity to fucking
so
gloat in the success of everybody reaching
really,
out.
I don't know. I'm overwhelmed.
God almighty,
and,
man.
You know, things happen in life. That's life.
Down,
you know, the police are doing what they need to do.
Of course he snitched. Of course
the situation will be sorted. But, you know, all I want to say is for now,
What
thank
did you do? What did you do?
Thank you for the love and
What did you do?
positivity. And, you know, another day, right? Let's get on with this. As you can see, well, I can vaguely see. But anyway, love you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
That's when you know you're really sober, though. If you resist the temptation to do a line after getting battered like that, that's when you know you're really sober. If you resist the temptation to have a bit of alcohol, to have a line after getting battered like this, that's when you know you really changed your life. But I want to know what he fucking did, man. What did you do being a sober person, being on this enlightened journey, being a little bit more mature, being long in the tooth, having seen everything, you're not that enamored by the party lifestyle anymore. What could you have done that would have made a DJ angry enough to beat you up like this? What could you have done? I was so curious to know. Thank you for the 1,000 messages again. And I love that he's using, obviously, he's squeezing every bit out of this, right? I'm assuming his entire feed is full of pictures of himself and his face. I'm assuming. Let's go to his Instagram. I bet he's not fucking shutting up about this. Even though he's been beaten into some sort of level of humbleness, he's probably going to use this as an opportunity to post a lot of stuff about himself, innit? Look at the videos. He just doesn't stop, innit? Fucking hell. He just has not stopped. 1, 2, 3. There's already 3 videos here already. I'm sure more on the pictures. All these quotes on the fucking thing. Shine so bright that it burns their fucking eyes. One of the greatest prisons people live in is the fear of what people think of them. What? Honestly, I'm not. To be fair, again, not to be mean, but I'm not surprised he got banged in the face. People that post these type of things on Instagram stories, you know, like these fucking quotes and shit. Yeah, live, laugh, love quotes and shit. Like, I'm not surprised. I really am not surprised. Really, I'm not. Absolutely crazy scenes, but Jesus Christ, look at his eye. Look at his fucking eye. He been absolutely battered. This is the latest one, right? This is the latest one. Let's see what he has to say about this. The latest one. What is he saying here? Fat Tony. What are you saying here?
So day 3 update. So in hospital.
No more updates, please. Just rest, man. We don't need to hear everything all the time.
Basically had loads of scans.
Severe headaches. Yo, the guy gave him a mic. Whoever gave him a permanent migraine. Holy shit. Honestly, what did you do, man? What did you do to this person? Severe migraines. Hacienda. Ibiza.
And test done today.
Oh, shit.
I've broken bones in my eye socket.
Oh, fucking hell, that hurts. The person broke his orbital. No wonder his face was so swollen. He's got a broken orbital. He's lucky he's not lost the sight and he's lucky he's not lost the sight in his eye, innit? Sometimes if you break your orbital, your eye socket gets like detached from its fucking, you know, whatever. Was it retina, whatever it's fucking called? Fucking hell, bro. Who hit him? A UFC fighter?
Cheek, and in a lot of pain. So yeah, not good. Oh yeah, you're right. Just doing an update. Yeah, sure. But yeah, just update. I'm all right though. Take a lot more than that to get me down. But I'll speak to you all later.
He's definitely humbled though. It'd take a lot more. It'd take a lot to get, bro. How much more beatings do you want to be like putting down though? How many more punches to the head do you have to get before you realize, hey, maybe I'm a little bit annoying. Maybe I'm a little bit annoying. Oh, shit, man. Get well soon, DJ Fat Tony, but Fucking hell, mate. He got absolutely smacked up in it. Broken orbital. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. I really want to know what happened, man. I want to know what happened. What did he do? What did he do? Huh. Anyways, big up DJ Fat Tony. Get well soon and all that. Get well soon. That's the headline, obviously, on fucking RA. Attacked by another DJ. I'd love to know who the DJ it was as well. I'd love to get their side of the story and find out why they thought it was necessary to break DJ Fat Tony's orbital. I wonder why. I wonder why. Moving on. Well, we got this particular news clip courtesy of RA regarding Essen Stone Techno Festival in 2025. This is one as well that I hope to go to next year. It's a really good one. Obviously, I like it mostly because it's in a not so obvious location in Essen. The location itself of where the festival is fucking incredible. I think is it an old is it like a metals factory or something? I forgot what it is, but it looks fucking incredible in terms of visuals and shit. And they usually have really good programming too. So and it's very, 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 very cheap for what it is. I think it's actually under €100. So it's one of the ones that I'm a big fan of. And look at who they've already confirmed: DJ Nobu, bro. DJ fucking Nobu, the absolute legend. So this is courtesy of RA. It says Essen Stoke Techno Festival shares 2025 lineup with Priori and DJ Nobu. Germany Stone Techno Festival has released its 2025 lineup already. So, it's kind of wild that festivals for next year are already releasing their lineups in December to get all your monies, all your Christmas monies ready for tickets and shit. I think this one you don't need to camp, if I'm not mistaken. It's in it's in Essen, a city there. You don't need to camp or anything, so you probably just need to book somewhere locally to stay for the 2 days I think it's on. Essen Festival, 4th annual edition. It's only the 4th one. Shit, okay. It feels like it's been around for longer than that. It's only been around 4 years. I think it launched during the pandemic as well, didn't it, if I'm not mistaken. Set to run from July 11th to the 13th, will feature the likes of CCL, DJ Nobu, Object, Orgazon, Christian AB, or Christian AB, bro. I keep talking about Christian AB, but if you're not familiar, please get familiar. Minimal God, absolute legend. So that's great to see. Priori, Tasha, Anita, Josie Rebel, big up Josie Rebel, UK legend. She's going to be there. It's going to be sick. Bashka, Wata Igarasi, Aurora Halal, Zenka Brothers, Planetary Assault Systems are all confirmed for live set. Stone Techno Festival will share the full list of the nighttime events on December 17th. This year's festival also includes a series of stage takeovers. Oh shit, Fold's going to be there too. London's Fold's got a stage there. Brussels Fuse, Madrid's Leicester Club, and more stepping to the plate. Keeping in line with its name, Stone Techno will also feature a series of interdisciplinary exhibits exploring the unique geographical profile of Ruhr area where the festival takes place. The festival's founder, Dr. Achim G. Reisdorf, serves as a curator and natural science collections of the Ruhr Museum. Held at the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Zollverein. Stone Techno Festival is headed by local promoter, record label and studio The Third Room. The team launched the festival in 2022. So that's the full lineup of the people playing there. Who have you got here? You got Ahmet Seisman, Alarico, Altimbas, Annabella Arroyo, who's from Fold, if I'm not mistaken, Anika Kutst, Arthur Robert, Aurora Halal, Bashka, Ben Klock, Blanca, Blasha Alat, Karista, Cassie, Christian AB, DJ Nobu, who I need to see there. Good. DVS1 is playing there. Sick. Gareth Wild, obviously, from Forward as well. Helena Half is there. You got Ignes, Jacko, James Newmarsh is from Fold, Rebelle, Justin Perry. Kink is playing. Sick. Kink is going to be there. That's going to be live. Marie Moxteria, big up Marie Search. She's going to be there. Marcus Sukkut. Myron's going to be there. Nastia. This is a good lineup, and I have to go. This is in July, right? This is so good. Philippa Pasha, Planetary Assault System, Kelza, who else? Rene Wise is back again, sick. Ryan Elliott, Sandil, Satoa Max, or Satoa Mass, Soft Crash, nice, super good lineup, and a few other people there as well. Nice to see. And I guess tickets are not available just yet. I'm assuming, right? Can you buy tickets just yet or not? Let's just see if you go on the website. Can you buy tickets yet? It says tickets links there. Let's see if you can actually purchase them. What it's saying here, when you go on the website, Stone Techno website, can you actually purchase tickets already, or they're going to be available later? Let's click accept. Oh, they're available already. Okay, cool. You can already purchase. Okay. Oh, it's a bit more expensive than I thought it was. I thought it was €100. It's actually 200. Well, not the cheapest anyway, but still decent, I guess, for the lineup. Give him. So for the full weekend, day only. What does that mean? Full weekend, day only. What's the difference between full weekend, day only? I guess that. Oh, that doesn't mean the night events. So the full weekend, day only is already sold out anyway. They've got final ticket weekender for Friday, Saturday, Sunday is €210, which includes a booking fee. They've got Friday, Saturday, day only ticket that's €135. Do they have what's the night tickets? Okay. I guess night tickets are available later on. They've got night events Friday night. Friday night's events you can't get them as a combo. You can only get them singles. They're €30 or €31 each. Looks pretty good though. Looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty decent lineup. I'm not gonna lie. A pretty decent lineup there. 210 for that lineup of people going is pretty decent. Let's quickly look at some key facts here about it. Entrance. What's the deal here? Bring ID. 18 plus, important the student train holder, no valid ID, no matching name ticket means you have to pay extra. Open air goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 12 till 12 basically. Night events go from 11 till 7 in the morning. Okay, that's pretty decent, easy to know. House rules, bring professional cameras, is not allowed. We have our own media team. Re-entrance fee is €5, so you can leave and come back. That's pretty cool. Free to take pictures of your phone but respect the vibe. We don't tolerate any form of discrimination. You can bring grams of marijuana to the festival venue. No pre-roll joints. I wonder why they don't allow. What's the deal with not allowing pre-roll joints? So they let you bring grams of weed, but you can't bring pre-roll joints. What do they have against pre-roll joints? Is it because you could have anything in there, and they're afraid, or is it? I wonder why you're allowed to bring buds but not pre-rolls. Tickets themselves. Okay, entry, pre-information, personalization, awareness, drinks and food. We are cashless. We only accept card payments and PayPal. We are working with deposit systems to keep our events garbage free. We have delicious food for vegetarians, for your vegetarian and vegan options. We have lockers as well. And then travel and parking. Festival is at what this location is. They organize shuttle buses as well. Additional info. The whole festival site is barrier free. The pool will be open for you to cool down on free festival days. If you want to purchase a ticket for the third parties, we recommend you do it. Okay, cool. Pretty decent. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all in the slightest. I think it looks pretty good. I like the lineup. I like what they're doing essentially, and I think it looks pretty decent here. You got the full list of lineup. You'll be waiting. Okay, December 17th for that lineup, and you've got obviously videos of prior guests and what they did in the past. There, you can see some of the sets and how people played. I think one of my favorites is definitely the what's the thing called, Oscar Mulero one as well. There. Who are these people? These look pretty cool too. Who are these people too? This is Andrea Lopez and Dasha Rush playing at Stone Techno Festival. Let's actually fast forward a little bit. You can see a little bit here and get a bias of. Looks pretty fripping good. Looks pretty fripping good. Definitely will be trying to make my way there sometime next year. The lineup looks fucking healthy. You love to see it. You love to freaking see it. Anyways, my friends, that's been it. That is the Excellent English episode number 846. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to have your company as per usual. If it's your first time watching the show via the streams and stuff, make sure you like the stream down below. If it's your first time watching it via or listening to it via the podcast app, make sure you leave me a 5-star review. That'd be greatly appreciated. For those of you listening via the podcast app, you shall hear my tune of the day playing beneath my voice. The tune of the day is from the Wombats. The Wombats have a new album coming out, I think in February, if I'm not mistaken. The Wombats have a new album coming out, I think sometime in February. Up and coming album. The album's called Oh the Ocean from the Wombats, legendary band. I'm sure some of you from the indie sleaze scene back in the day would recognize the name. They've got a new single out from that album called My Head Is Not My Friend. That'll be playing. That'll be my tune of the day from the Wombats. My Head Is Not My Friend, track number 6 from an up and coming album called Oh the Ocean. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you for being here, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care. Be safe.